Good evening, students. Yeah, so I guess you all know me, and I'm Suhas, so Kasam Suhas Shetty. So I teach geography, environment, disaster management here, and you must have attended the previous sessions which I have taught, right? So you can watch them also. Those are also relevant and important for prelims this year. Like one video was on Ramsar sites, okay, and the other one was on national parks and wildlife sanctuaries and tiger reserves and elephant reserves, okay. So biosphere reserves, that was the second video, and the third video is about the important legislations and conventions that is related to, like, what is, like, the environment, okay, in India, okay. So these are the three videos. You can find it on the YouTube section of Vision IAS, okay. So it will be on the live section as well as on the videos, like either in these two sections you can find them. So please watch them, okay. And that will be, I'm telling you, that will be very, very important, especially for the, like, the prelims this year, okay. And now here in today's session, to be specific about, okay, here what I would tell you is, to begin with, let me ask one question here. How many of you have the fear of geography? Okay, yeah, I wanted these numbers. Any which ways, okay. Have you read, okay, have you read geography at least once, right? Foundation course, okay. So you must have studied geography, okay, good. And tell me one thing, why actually ये जो toppers होते हैं ना, even after studying multiple times, okay, they fail to actually get score in geography questions? Why do you think so? Physical geography is very tough, okay. So how can I classify one subject to be tough and easy? It's about the confidence, right? So this session is to boost your confidence, okay. So this session is actually to boost your confidence, and I can bet on this after this session with, see, I'm again telling you very clearly, if you have not studied geography and you are sitting in the session, I'm not responsible, okay. So you have studied geography, then you are sitting in the session, the things will make it easier, okay. One reading is sufficient for जो 4 NCERTs है ना, एक बार पढ़ चुका होगा तो बस, ठीक है. So that is more than sufficient, ठीक है. So we'll be having 3 sessions every day 5 p.m. continuous starting from today, okay. If time is not sufficient, then probably we'll have the 4th session also, okay. So now, like, to start with, like, let me ask you one simple question. Have you heard of El Nino, La Nina? Right, okay. Does it impact Indian monsoons? Right, okay. Chalo, let me ask you one statement. Consider the following statements about El Nino. It is associated with warming of the Indian Ocean, first statement. Second statement, it shall weaken the trade winds. Which of the above statements are correct? पहला तो सही है, okay, okay. Which of them are correct? Is one correct? How many of you think one is correct? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you think one is wrong? How many of you do not know? Okay. How many of you think one is wrong? Raise your hands. Okay, only 2 people. Okay. How many of you do not know this statement? Okay. Be honest. That way it gets very clear to me to assess from where to start. Okay. Yeah. First one, okay. Second one, how many of you think it is right? Okay, only 3, 4. How many of you think it is wrong? Okay. How many of you do not know? Okay. This is 2023 prelims question. Okay. This is 2023 prelims question. Very easy. Okay. This does not occur at Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Is that clear? Okay. And will it weaken the trade winds? Yes. Okay, now don't worry, nothing to panic. I'm just giving you one question, that's it. Okay, we'll solve a lot over the time, but the simple aspect is, abhi mera simple question ye hai, like be attentive and try to understand everything. Okay, so yeah, now to start with, okay, so first thing which I want to tell you here, okay, UPSC does not ask you facts. Okay, UPSC wants to set traps. Is that clear? This is the reason toppers fail, to score better in geography questions. Is that clear? Did you understand this? So इससे क्या पता चला आपको? What is the important need of the R? Read the statements correctly. Got it? Read the statements thoroughly. Okay. See, the biggest mistake even the well-read person, even the well-prepared person makes is not reading the statement. ठीक है? Is this clear? Okay. So that is very, very important. Okay. You have to actually read the statements thoroughly. Okay. And see, everything is based on the conceptual clarity, and it gets even more easier as you look into the subject. Okay. So now to start with here, like I will tell you very clearly, UPSC does not test the knowledge. It looks for precision. Okay. UPSC is looking for precision. So precision comes only with revisions. Okay. Is this understood? Okay. Now see, today we will try to cover at least 5 to 10 topics. Okay. Which is the most dangerous traps that you will fall for. Okay. But after this, one thing I want you to do. Okay. Vision IAS website पे जाओ, आपका previous year questions का and वो PDF मिलेगा. ठीक है? You download the resource, okay, and उसमें जो भी मैं topics cover करता हूँ उसको आप solve कर लो questions. बस इतना ही है. Okay, this is what you have to do. No writing, nothing, just listen. If you can write, you can write down, but just listen attentively. Is this clear? Okay. So now see, first let us start with the important concept, that is interior structure of the earth. Okay. So we'll start from there. Okay, because we are starting with geomorphology, so we'll start from interior of the earth. Okay. Now see, basically here when we speak about interior of the earth, okay, see, we have a tri-layer model. कौन सा? इंडियन ओशन में जो होते हैं वो इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल है. ओके, या द क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट एल नीनो. ठीक है, विल गो टू दैट टॉपिक लेटर. ओके, या एनीवेज, ओके, लिसन टू दिस. हियर वी हैव 3 layers. करेक्ट? द फर्स्ट लेयर इज क्रस्ट, the second layer is mantle, and the third layer is the core. Is this clear? Okay. Now when you look at this, the crust, core and crust, mantle and core. Okay, the outer layer, imagine an egg, boiled egg. Okay, boiled egg. Okay, it has outer layer, right? That is brittle. Crust is also brittle. Okay, boiled egg का outer layer बहुत बड़ा है क्या? बहुत छोटा पतला है ना? This is also like that only. ठीक है? Maximum देखो, like इसमें 2 parts होता है. एक होता है continental crust, दूसरा होता है oceanic crust. Okay, continental crust is made up of sial, silica and alumina. ठीक है? And oceanic crust is made up of sima. Okay, silica and magnesia. Is that clear? सियाल को बोलते हैं granitic rocks. Okay, मतलब continental crust को बोलते हैं granitic. ओशियानिक क्रस्ट को बोलते हैं बसाल्टिक. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? ओके, ओशियानिक में आयरन ज्यादा होता है रिलेटिवली. ओके, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस मच? ओके, सो विच इज हेवियर? व्हेन यू हैव मोर आयरन, दैट विल बी हेवियर. डिड यू गेट दिस? ओके, सो नाउ, सो क्रस्ट is of 2 types, right? Got it? Clear with this? Yeah. Now, see, based on the composition, okay, we have to look at density also. Okay? So now to look at density, let me make use of a picture. Okay, please look at this. Okay, now see, I told you we have 3 layers, correct? The outer layer is the crust, this one. Okay? Then we have mantle, then we have the core. Okay, so when you look at this, crust is of 2 types. Okay, this is the oceanic crust. Okay, and this is the continental crust. Okay, continental crust is made up of Sial. Oceanic crust is made up of Sima. Okay, this is lighter, 2.7 grams per centimeter cube. Okay, this is 3 grams per centimeter cube. Okay, and so now see, one important thing they can ask you in prelims is what is the layer that separates these two? Okay, that is Conrad discontinuity. Okay, that is Conrad discontinuity. Okay, now see, you put oil and water. Okay, in a tumbler, there is a layer of separation between them because of the density differences, right? So वैसा ही इधर भी एक layer of separation है, ठीक है? उस layer को बोलते हैं Conrad discontinuity. Got it? Clear? Next. Now the next is actually the mantle. Mantle will have more of the silicates and oxides of multiple minerals. Is that clear? So silicates and oxides of iron, chromium, nickel, I mean cobalt and so many others. Okay, so isme, like again the mantle is divided into 2 parts. Okay, one is the upper mantle which goes up to 900 kilometers. Okay, from 100 kilometers. Okay, 100 kilometers is the top crust. Okay, so now the other one is 900 to 2900 kilometers. Did you get this? This is upper mantle, this is lower mantle. Got it? Clear with this? Now see, here what happens is the crust and mantle, there is also density difference. Okay, 2.7 grams is upper crust, which is continental. This is 3 grams, which is oceanic crust. This will be 3.5. Okay, so there is a discontinuity here, which is called Mohorovic discontinuity. Okay, which is called Mohorovic discontinuity. That is between crust and mantle. Got it? Crust and mantle. Upper crust and lower crust, Conrad. Got it? Okay, next. Now you have this. Here the upper mantle up to 400 kilometers is neither liquid nor solid. Okay, toothpaste hai, right? Toothpaste is solid or liquid? हाँ, वैसा ही होता है molten. ठीक है? This is a molten state. Did you understand this? Okay. So why? Because generally the amount of pressure exerted, okay, by the upper layers should be sufficient to actually keep that particular layer in solid. Okay, here it is not sufficient enough. Okay, मतलब जब pressure exert करता है ना, उनका melting point shift हो जाएगा higher side. Okay, जब उतना pressure नहीं है, वो shift नहीं होगा. तब क्या होता है, वो बहुत ज्यादा liquid भी नहीं हो सकता है और वैसे ही वो solid भी नहीं हो सकता है, molten state में रहेगा. Did you get this? Okay, so that is what is this molten state. That's why it is weak layer. That's why it's called asthenosphere. Did you get this? Asthenosphere. Okay, it's part of upper mantle. It's part of upper mantle. Okay, then remaining after 400 kilometers, 401 to 900. Okay, it will be solid because अभी क्या हो गया, asthenosphere and crust दोनों का pressure exert हो रहा है. Okay, that is the reason you will have the rest of the upper mantle solid. ठीक है? Understood? Next, after that you have lower mantle. Lower mantle में क्या होगा? Lower mantle is having lesser oxides and silicates of the same minerals. Okay, when there is lesser oxides and silicates of the same mineral, the mineral density will be more. For example, ferric oxide, ferrous, किसका density ज्यादा होता है? फेरस का ज्यादा होता है ना, वही समझ में आए? गॉट इट? ओके, सो लाइक दैट. सो इसमें ऑक्साइड्स और सिलिकेट्स कम होता है, सो इनका डेंसिटी बढ़ेगा. दिस वाज 3.5, दिस विल बी 5 grams per centimeter cube. Did you get this? So now in between them there should be a discontinuity. ठीक है, इनका नाम होता है रेपिटी. ठीक है, रेपिटी discontinuity. Got it? Clear? Next. Now the next layer, this layer extends from 900 kilometers to 2900 kilometers. Okay, understood? Then we have the core. Okay, in the core generally what you have is the two types again. Okay, 2900 kilometers से 6371 kilometers, almost let us say 6400. Okay, उतना तक depth होता है the core. Is that clear? Now when you look at the core, इसमें ज्यादा क्या होता है? Nife. Is that clear? Nickel and ferrous. Okay, ferrous is the higher component, nickel is lesser. Okay, and here what you have is the composition of sulfates, oxides, silicates. Silicates कम होता है, sulfate and oxide of nickel and ferrous. ठीक है, but ये जो है ना, this density is greater than this, but the pressure exerted by all these layers is not sufficient to put it in solid state. उसके लिए ये liquid state में है, outer core. Okay, outer core is liquid. Did you understand? Okay, and इनका density होता है 10 grams per centimeter cube. Is that clear? Okay, now the differentiating layer, the what is that discontinuity that you see here is called Gutenberg. Gutenberg discontinuity. Got it? Okay, now इतना तो समझ में आया? When you come inside, you have the core, maximum amount of Nife, nickel and ferrous. Is that clear? So what you can see is here, it is the solid core because इतना वो pressure है, वो पूरा pressure इसके ऊपर लगेगा, and that is sufficient. Did you understand? Clear with this? So now this is solid core surrounded by liquid core. Clear? Okay, इनका pressure होता है 13, sorry, इनका density होता है 13 grams per centimeter cube. Now इन दोनों के बीच में भी एक होना है discontinuity, right? That is called Lehman. Yes, good. Clear? Okay, understood? Any doubts here? Sorry, come again. No. Composition wise density ज़्यादा है. Okay, when pressure is exerted, वो melting point को high करता है. Generally, iron should be having a melting point around 1200 degrees Celsius, but इधर अंदर तो 6500 degrees Celsius होता है, फिर भी वो solid में है because of the pressure exerted. Okay, but density is based on the composition. Okay, that's the thing. Got it? Yeah. समझ में आया इतना? Everyone? Okay. Okay. So now इसमें क्या होता है? Like basically when you look at this, these are the important layers. बस what will they ask? They will ask these. ठीक है? Second, what will they ask? They will ask you these, density. Okay, so density wise. Third one, they can ask composition. ठीक है? So these are the three things. Clear with this? Okay, and also the other thing they can ask is state of matter. Okay, now for example, देखो ये liquid state की वजह से, liquid state में क्या है? What is the composition? Nife, right? Nickel and ferrous. वो liquid state में है तो वो ions है, because they are in motion. Okay. If I am putting water into this and I am rotating it, will the water also spin? है ना? Now इसमें iron और nickel का particles है, वो particles जो motion में है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? Charged particles. When charged particles are in motion, क्या generate करेगा? Electricity. When electricity is rotating, वो magnetic field को बनेगा नहीं. Solenoid experiment पढ़ा है, right? Simple. Got it? Earth's magnetic field. If the earth stops rotating, will the magnetic field cease to exist? Yes or no? That's a prelims question. Got it? Clear with this? Okay. Now, so वो जो earth's magnetic field है, वो हमारा atmosphere को protect कर रहा है. ठीक है? So it is acting like a shield against the solar flares. ठीक है? That's how it is protecting. समझ में आया इतना? Okay, so this is something that you had to know with respect to the layers. Okay, अभी दूसरा बात, what is lithosphere? Lithosphere ये होता है crust. ठीक है, crust का thickness when you see, okay, the crustal thickness is like around oceanic crust का thickness होता है 5 to 10 kilometers. Continental crust का thickness होता है around 80 kilometers. 200 kilometers. See, 30 kilometers भी हो सकता है. Where you have flat region like plains, उधर कम होता है 30 kilometers. Where you have mountains, उधर deep होता है root. Okay, so under Everest it will be 80 kilometers. Did you get this? Okay, so now this particular crust, okay, crust plus crust की वजह से astronosphere में, मतलब upper mantle में एक छोटा सा लेयर तो solid हो सकता है, उतना तो प्रेशर तो होगा ना? Yes or no? That thin layer of upper mantle plus the crust is lithosphere. समझ में आया? Clear with this? Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere. You remember? So lithosphere ये है. Got it? Easy with this? Okay. Yeah. Next. Now see. इतना तो समझ में आया? Okay. Now let us understand what are earthquakes. Tell me. Anybody? Shaking of the earth, shaking of the ground. Okay. क्यों shaking होता है? Tectonic plates only. कौन सा energy? Seismic energy. Okay. Is it always natural? That can happen anthropogenically also, right? Okay. So now when you see, matlab that energy you are speaking about, the seismic energy, will it travels through the earth's rocks? Yes. Okay, it travels through the earth's rocks, correct? Okay, now when you look at this here, see, the important question that you need to know here is the earthquake waves, that is the seismic waves, are of the types. Okay, so what are the types? Now, see, when we say seismic waves, they are of two types, body waves, surface waves. Okay? So we are bothered about the body waves because it is propagation inside the body of the earth. Okay, surface waves का मतलब ये है, it comes onto the surface of the earth. ठीक है? So body waves are of two types. One is P waves, the other one is S waves. Is that clear? P waves means primary waves. Okay, S waves means secondary waves. Why are they named so? Because P waves is registered first on the seismometer. Is that clear? What is seismometer? Device used to measure नहीं, detect. Okay, measure नहीं होता है, detect. Okay, detect the ground disturbances. I have not gone there. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So did you understand this much? Okay. So on the seismometer, the first recorded waves are P waves. That's why it's called primary waves. Then what you record is secondary waves. Then comes surface waves. Prelims question. Is that clear? Okay. Next. Now, see, when you look at this here. Okay, look at this. Now when you look at this here, see, what you can understand is, like for example, we have four types. ये दोनों जो है, this is actually body waves. These are surface waves. Got it? Okay. Now I'll give you a very brief analysis here. Okay. Suppose like this is the rock. Okay. When the P waves are moving, they move like if the direction of propagation is this way, from this end to this end. Okay. When the waves are moving, ऐसा मूव करेगा, squeeze release, contraction relaxation ऐसा मूव करेगा. Eraser होता है, eraser को press और release ऐसा चलेगा. ठीक है? So it is parallel to the direction of propagation. Okay. इसमें ये होता है सेकेंड वन. नाउ व्हेन यू लुक एट एस वेव्स क्या करता है, इसको इट विल थ्रो इट अप, पुल इट डाउन, 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 ऐसा जाएगा. ठीक है, लुक एट इट. गॉट इट? सिंपल. ओके, नाउ विच वन विल टेक मोर एनर्जी? सरफेस वेव्स. सो एनर्जी पूरा इसमें लाइक रॉक को ऊपर नीचे करने में जाएगा, तो उनका एक्सेलरेशन का कहां से आएगा? सिंपल. गॉट इट? सो विच इज फास्टर? P waves. That's it. That's why it is registered first. हो गया इतना? Okay. Now, then you have these two. Okay. इसमें briefly I will tell you. Okay. Rayleigh waves क्या करेगा? If this is the building, this is the surface. The waves that reaches the surface will get converted into Rayleigh waves or like love waves. ठीक है? Once it reaches here, Rayleigh waves क्या करेगा? ऐसा C wave जैसा ऐसा करेगा. Okay. This is how it will roll it. Did you get this? ओके, बट व्हेन यू लुक एट लव वेव्स क्या करेगा? ऐसा भी हिलाएगा और ऐसा भी हिलाएगा. Did you get this? It will shake it like this as well as like this. So which is dangerous? Simple. Love waves are dangerous. Okay, yeah. So got it? Easy? Okay, बस इतना ही. Next. बताता हूँ. Hold on. You are asking, you are taking the words out of my mouth before even I am touching the topic. Okay, hold on. नहीं, hold on. Okay, look at this now. See, when you look at this here, अभी क्या है? The basic thing is like when you look at this, P waves and S waves both travel through the body of the like Earth, okay, through the rocks. Now इसमें एक very important thing है. देखो, when we say P waves, okay, so when we actually say P waves, what you have to understand is basically that P waves passes everywhere. Okay. P for passes everywhere. Is that clear? Next, S waves stops at solid only. मतलब एयर लिक्विड में भी नहीं जाएगा और गैसेस पे भी नहीं जाएगा. Only solids. Okay. Did you understand this? Yes or no? I am giving you a mnemonic to understand. That's it. Okay. So now you tell me, can the P waves? This is P waves. Okay. Simple thing. Now, like for example, can I say there is something called refraction? Right? When one density medium to another density, when the waves are going, will it refract? है ना? So उसकी वजह से let us assume this is what is called as the epicenter. Sorry, focus. Okay. So focus, and here will be epicenter on the surface. Is that clear? Now from the epicenter, if you assess, okay, up to 105 degrees on both the sides. मतलब ऐसा होता है, देखो ये एपिसेंटर है, इधर से 105 डिग्रीज ये कंप्लीट, ये पूरा पी वेव्स को रजिस्टर करेगा. ठीक है. एंड 105 टू 150 इज नो पी वेव जोन. ठीक है. एंड 150 टू 180 अगेन पी वेव्स. ओके, वाई? बेसिकली ये होता है, देखो हियर व्हाट यू कैन सी इज इन दिस केस बिकॉज ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन वो स्ट्रेट नहीं ट्रैवल करेगा. Okay, they will bend because they are passing from 2.7 to 3 grams per centimeter cube, 3 to 3.5, 3.5 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Correct? So here you can see this is the last wave where you can see 5 grams per centimeter cube. इधर अंदर आएगा तो 10 हो गया, डबल रिफ्रैक्शन बहुत ज्यादा होगा. राइट? 10 to 13 और बढ़ेगा, 13 to 10, 10 to 5. So what happens is this wave enters and comes out here. So उसकी वजह से इसको बोलता है शैडो जोन ऑफ पी वेव. समझ में आए? नाउ हियर इफ यू सी एस वेव, ओके, इन केस ऑफ एस वेव ये लास्ट वेव होगा. वेट, ये लास्ट वेव होगा. ठीक है, 105 डिग्रीज. उसके बाद जो भी आता है विच एवर आर कमिंग इनसाइड दे विल बी डेसिपेटेड बिकॉज द एस वेव्स डू नॉट हैव द केपेबिलिटी टू मूव द लिक्विड पार्टिकल्स और द फ्लूइड पार्टिकल्स अप एंड डाउन. समझ में आया? ओके, सो इट कैन नॉट मूव द फ्लूइड पार्टिकल्स अप एंड डाउन, सो इसमें डेसिपेट होता है एनर्जी, इट विल नॉट क्रॉस दिस. सो 105 to 180 is the shadow zone. Got it? Easy? Everyone? Okay, बस इतना ही है. They will ask you this question. The S-wave shadow zone, one second, I'll come to you. The S-wave shadow zone is wider than the P-wave shadow zone. S-waves stop, S-waves stop at liquid and gases. P-waves passes through all the medium. Okay, यही पूछेगा. Yes sir. Come again, come again. P-wave, S-wave only in the body, not on the surface. Okay, surface पे सिर्फ आपका railing waves और love waves होगा. Okay, GS level में नहीं है वो. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, simple जो भी है वो मैं बता दिया already. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, समझ में आया इतना? Everyone? Okay, yeah. So this is something that you have to know. So clear with this? Any doubts here? Okay, done? ठीक है. अभी बताओ मेरे को, what is the discontinuity that is between mantle and the core? Gutenberg discontinuity. Between the outer core and inner core? Lehmann discontinuity. Okay. And what is the discontinuity between upper mantle and lower mantle? Repetit discontinuity. Okay. Conrad is between upper crust and lower crust. Okay. Crust and mantle? Moravec. Bas. हाँ, इनर कोर सॉलिड है. मैम तो क्या बोला मेरे को पता नहीं. ओके, सो जैस्मिन मैम क्या बोला मेरे को पता नहीं. नो वरीज, बट दैट इज प्योर फॉर श्योर सॉलिड. इनर कोर इज सॉलिड, आउटर कोर इज लिक्विड. ठीक है, या सो जो जैस्मिन मैम बताया आप उनसे ही पूछ लो. ओके, या ठीक है, डन. इजी विद दिस. ओके, या नेक्स्ट. नाउ द लैंड ऑन विच वी आर स्टैंडिंग, is it moving? Is it? अर्थ के बारे में नहीं पूछ रहा हूं मैं, पूरा अर्थ के बारे में नहीं पूछ रहा हूं. आई एम आस्किंग द क्रस्ट ऑन विच वी आर स्टैंडिंग, इज इट मूविंग? यस. वो कौन सा प्लेट है? इंडो ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेट, राइट? सो नाउ व्हेन वी आस्क यू दिस, व्हेन आई आस्क यू दिस, मतलब इट इज टेकिंग यू टुवर्ड्स द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स. ओके, अभी देखो प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स. प्लेट क्या होता है, टेक्टोनिक्स क्या होता है? प्लेट मतलब लिथोस्फेरिक प्लेट्स. ऑलरेडी आई टोल्ड यू व्हाट इज लिथोस्फेरिक प्लेट्स. ओके, ये जो प्लेट्स है दैट विल एक्चुअली मूव. ओके, व्हेन दे मूव, ओके, दे विल इंटरैक्ट विद द नेबरिंग प्लेट्स. इज दैट क्लियर? उस इंटरैक्शन की वजह से जो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस डायनेमिकली रिजल्ट करता है, दोस कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस दैट यू गेट एज अ डायनेमिक मूवमेंट, दैट इज कॉल्ड टेक्टोनिक्स. इज दैट क्लियर? Did you understand this? Now, simple. Now, for example, let us go with this. So, please look at this. Now, what you can see is basically here these are the tectonic plates. Okay, we have how many major plates? Seven. Okay, always mapping should be remembered. Okay, because our mind will remember it in a systematic manner. Okay, so always remember it west to east or east to west, जो भी आपका comfortable है, and north to south or south to north, whatever is comfortable. For me, west to east and north to south is best. That's what I have drawn. ठीक है, 7 major: Pacific, North American, South American, Antarctic, Eurasian, African, Indo-Australian. हो गया 7, right? Pacific, North American, South American, Antarctic, Eurasian, African, Indo-Australian. 7, easy. 7 major plates. ठीक है, minor plates कितना है? Numerous. Don't worry about the number. Okay, minor plates बहुत ज्यादा है, more than 20. Is that clear? Did you understand this much? Clear? Plates क्या होता है? Lithospheric plates. Okay, अभी समझ में आ रहा है why I compared with boiled egg? lithospheric plates is, or crust is like the outer shell. Okay, mantle is like albumin, the white. Okay, and the yolk is like the core. Voluminous, which one? You forget about earth. You tell me in the boiled egg which is voluminous. Forget about earth. You tell me which is voluminous in the boiled egg. White, egg white. Correct? Same logic here. Okay? The voluminous one is mantle. Okay. Least voluminous, crust. Okay. समझ में आया? Easy. Okay. Densest, core. Okay. Simple. यही बात करते हैं prelims में. Okay. You need to relax and write. बस. Okay. Did you understand? It's all about precision. Clear? It's all about precision. Nothing more than that. Clear? Yes. Next. So now, देखो. This is the plates. Okay. Now, when you, when you look at this, abhi dekho, for example, let us say African plate. Okay. When African plate is moving, okay, will it have an interaction with South American plate? Will it have an interaction with Antarctic plate, Indo-Australian, Arabian? ऐसा तो होगा ना, right? So when Indian plate is moving, Eurasian के ऊपर impact पड़ेगा? Yes or no? So that is tectonics. Did you understand? Okay, that is tectonics. उसमें क्या होता है, कैसा movement होता है, वो पढ़ लेते हैं अभी. Is that clear? Now, if a lithospheric plate has more of oceanic crust, understand this. If a lithospheric plate has more of oceanic crust, उनको बोलते हैं oceanic plate. Understood? If it has more of continental crust, continental plate. I said more. I did not say only. Okay? Did you understand this? Geography में 0 और 100 नहीं होगा. ठीक है? So, did you understand this? Now, the next one that you need to understand. देखो, take South American plate. ये तो continental हो गया. ये तो oceanic हो गया. ठीक है? This oceanic crust is interacting with oceanic crust. The interaction of South American African plate is ocean-ocean interaction. Okay, the interaction of South American and Nazca plate is ocean continent. The interaction of Indian plate and Eurasian plate is continent continent. Boundary में क्या होता है वही है. Easy? Okay, समझ में आया अभी? देखो, now I am here. Let us say there are people around me. Okay, now I am moving this way. मतलब I am converging into another person. I am diverging from another person. जो बगल में है उनको मैं ऐसा मतलब I am rubbing my shoulder and moving apart. Correct? ये जो मैं I am going into another is convergence. I am moving away from another, divergence. Rubbing past each other, transform. Transform. Okay? समझ में आया इतना? Easy? बस उतना ही है. Okay? Now simple. Now when I say, see, if I am going towards this, this is convergence. I am going away from this, divergence. If I am rubbing past this, transform. Easy? That's it. Any difficulty? Bus. Next. Okay. Now, देखो. Divergence. They are moving apart. Convergence. Okay. इसको transform. Is that clear? Now, simple. When they are moving together, they are going to compress. Okay. But there is a threshold limit. इसकी बात क्या होगा? It will move. Okay. Now, the denser one will go inside. Okay. Sial and Sima, which is denser? Sima. Sima will go down. Is that clear? When it goes, see, simple. If I have, let us say, one scale. Okay, let us say this one is there. I am converging it. After one point, it will break, na? When it breaks, it will release energy. Seismic energy. Earthquake. Got it? Earthquake. Got it? Simple? Okay. Now, convergence की वजह से होगा earthquake. Now I am tearing this. I am pulling it apart. Divergence. After some threshold point, it will break because the divergence power is greater. Okay. then will it release energy? Yes, seismic energy, earthquake again. Easy? Okay, now see, simple thing. If I am actually keeping one, let us say I'll keep this on this, okay, and I will like sort of, let us say after keeping this I will move this, मतलब इसका वो tremors होता है ना, उसकी वजह से can I say it will spill, मतलब वो भी earthquake जैसा ही ना. So when I rub past each other the two plates, उसमें भी seismic energy release होगा. So earthquake is common in all the three interactions. Easy? Okay, next. Second one, when divergence happens, lithosphere का नीचे क्या है? Asthenosphere. Okay, asthenosphere में material कौन सा state में है? Mantle. Okay, sorry, molten state में है. Right? Now, inside can I say pressure cooker है ना? Pressure cooker. उसमें अंदर temperature बढ़ेगा और volume constant है, उसकी वजह से pressure भी बढ़ेगा. Am I right? When temperature and pressure increases, can I say the fluid will come out? Right? जहां पे वो विजिल का स्पेस है उधर से ही आएगा ना. डाइवर्जेंस की वजह से लिथोस्फीयर डाइवर्ट हो गया तो इधर से आएगा कि नहीं? दैट इज मैंटल कन्वेक्शन. मैंटल कन्वेक्शन. कन्वेक्शन मीन्स मूवमेंट ऑफ पार्टिकल्स फ्रॉम हॉट एरिया टू कोल्ड एरिया. गॉट इट? क्लियर विद दिस? ओके. नाउ that molten magma will come to the low pressure area from high pressure. Is that clear? Now molten magma क्या होता है? Molten rock material, right? Molten magma is molten rock material. The eruption of molten magma and other constituents is called volcanism. So divergence plate में volcanism है. समझ में आया? Easy. Next. Now इसमें होगा? नहीं, इसमें सिर्फ मूवमेंट होता है, स्क्रैच मतलब फॉल्ट होता है इसके ऊपर, क्रैक्स होता है, बट नो वल्केनिज्म, ओनली अर्थक्वेक. ठीक है, इसमें अर्थक्वेक और वल्केनिज्म दोनों. इसमें नाउ व्हेन इट इज कन्वर्जिंग, डेंसर प्लेट विल गो डाउन. ओके, व्हेन इट गोज डाउन इट विल हीट अप, व्हेन इट हीट्स अप इट मेल्ट्स. ठीक है, व्हेन इट मेल्ट्स, इनका डेंसिटी कितना है ओशनिक क्रस्ट का? 3 ग्राम्स. एस्टेनोस्फीयर का 3.5. buoyancy will be there. Buoyancy will be there ना. So 3 grams वाला ऊपर आएगा. So now at the borders because of compression जो sediments है वो folding करके mountains बनाएगा. Did you understand? Okay, compression. See, this is continent, this is ocean. They are compressing. The sediments which is there along the continental crust because of compression वो fold हो जाएगा. Got it? वो fold होकर fold mountains बनेगा. ये सबडक्शन करेगा and it will melt. When it melts, the magma feeds them, volcanic mountains. समझ में आया? Clear with this? Yes or no? Okay, next. मतलब convergent plates have volcanism, true or false? True. Okay, divergent plates have volcanism. True. Okay, transform plates have volcanism. False. All the 3 plates have earthquakes. Simple. Easy? Okay. Clear with this? We'll go further. Okay. Now, देखो, इसमें अभी like you can see this is only one type. Transform में सिर्फ एक ही type है. ठीक है? Convergence has 3 types. Okay. Divergence have 2 types. Okay. Now, the simple thing is like I told you, ocean plate interacting with ocean plate or continent ऐसा, okay, ऐसा है ना? If there is convergence between ocean and continent, अभी मैंने जो बोला, oceanic will be heavier, it will descend, okay, it will melt, there will be folding of the sediments, fold mountain will be there, volcanism will be there, earthquake will be there. समझ में आया? Fold mountain, volcanism, earthquake, subduction and destruction of the plate. Correct? Okay. Now when you come to continent, ocean convergence, same. The denser plate will go down. Okay. So denser plate when it goes down, same action. But here folding करने के लिए sediments नहीं है. ठीक है? वो जो melting होता है, magma ऊपर आएगा, that will make volcanic peaks. ठीक है? Like Indonesia, Japan. Okay. Kuril Islands. वैसा बनेगा. ठीक है? Got it? Earthquakes are there? Yes. Volcanism is there? Yes. ठीक है? नाउ इंडियन प्लेट, यूरेशियन प्लेट, कॉन्टिनेंट कॉन्टिनेंट कन्वर्जेंस, इसमें जब कन्वर्जेंस होता है इंडियन प्लेट इज गोइंग बिलो बट इट इज नॉट सबडक्टिंग बिकॉज इट इज लाइटर, सो ये डिस्ट्रक्शन नहीं होगा, उसकी वजह से वोल्केनिज्म नहीं है. गॉट इट? बिकॉज कॉन्टिनेंटल प्लेट इज लाइटर 2.7, okay, astronosphere is 3.5. if it goes down also it will pull it up. समझ में आया? Did you understand this? उसकी वजह से जो सेडिमेंट्स है वो फोल्ड हो गया, फोल्ड होकर हिमालयास बनाया. अर्थक्वेक्स होता है बिकॉज ऑफ द कंप्रेशन, बट देयर इज नो वोल्केनिज्म. अंडरस्टूड? इजी विद दिस? ओके, सिंपल. ओके, हु गेव दिस प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स थियरी? उससे पहले think of it, I'll ask you. We'll go for divergent plate boundaries. Okay, divergent plate boundaries are of two types. एक हो गया ocean ocean divergence, दूसरा हो गया continent continent divergence. ठीक है? You remember Great African Rift Valley? Okay, that Great African Rift Valley is because of the divergence. ठीक है? एक साइड आपका सोमाली प्लेट है, दूसरी साइड न्यूबियन प्लेट है, दोनों मिला के अफ्रीकन प्लेट बोलता है. इट इज एक्चुअली डाइवर्जिंग अवे. Today it is making rift lakes. Okay, like so many lakes are there, Lake Turkana, Lake Nyasa, Lake Malawi, and I mean these lakes are there. So today they are making lakes. In future they will become like Red Sea. After that they will become like Atlantic Ocean. समझ में आया? Okay, did you understand this? बस इतना ही है. Okay, so this is continent continent divergence. Red Sea is a continent continent divergence. Arabian plate and नीचे क्या है? अफ्रीकन प्लेट. ओके, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? ओके, सो देखो नाउ इफ यू लुक एट ओशन ओशन डाइवर्जेंस, ये जो डाइवर्जेंस बनेगा पहले कॉन्टिनेंट कॉन्टिनेंट विल डाइवर्ज. ओके, लेट मी शो यू दैट पिक्चर. वेट, look at this. पहले दो कॉन्टिनेंट ऐसा डाइवर्ज करेगा. when it diverges the continents are broken apart. this makes a rift valley, great african rift valley. ठीक है? ब्लॉक माउंटेन्स रिफ्ट वैली. ठीक है? उसके बाद then it makes the volcanism occur. I told you ocean ocean divergence, volcanism will happen, then it will make the new crust. Okay, so ऐसा ये रेड सी जैसा है. Again in future what happens is it will actually enlarge. कहाँ पे आपका वोल्केनिज्म हो रहा है उधर देयर विल बी मिड ओशियनिक रिजेस. ओके, सो दिस इज लाइक अटलांटिक ओशन. ओके, ये साउथ अमेरिका, लेट अस से दिस इज साउथ अमेरिका, दिस इज अफ्रीका, इन दोनों के बीच में अटलांटिक ओशन, दिस इज मिड ओशियनिक रिजेस. ठीक है? दिस इज हाउ इट विल बी फाउंड. क्लियर विद दिस? इजी? ओके, स्टिल फीलिंग डिफिकल्टी अबाउट ज्योग्राफी? नो? गेटिंग कॉन्फिडेंस? बस. ओके, so now next, ये हो गया इतना? clear? okay, yes. now the next one see, हाँ हाँ, one second, wait, one second, hold on. हाँ, somebody was asking. continent continent divergence, when they tear apart it is giving space to tear the crust to mantle. मतलब thin होता रहेगा तो mantle से आएगा molten rocks. correct? okay, so that is possible for volcanism. see, those are actually, those mountains are volcanic mountains only. okay, मतलब eruptions की वजह से उन्होंने बना होगा. okay, see, when magma keeps erupting repeatedly it makes the cone. yes or no? see, generally, actually, see, one simple thing I'll tell you. when they tear apart, the possibility of volcanism is there, and where there is a possibility, there it will start, like, you know, feeding the through the chamber. okay, यही होता है. नहीं, it's not that. see, suppose if I'm tearing this apart, okay, this is continental crust, this is continental crust. when we are tearing it apart, ठीक है, इससे क्या होगा, like this gets thinner. thinner की वजह से इनके एक्शन बढ़ेगा. Okay, so now the magma would actually come out. वैसा है. Okay, did you understand this? Red Sea. Red Sea, actually, see, it is probably it has stopped expanding or something. Okay, but like diverging, I'm saying. Probably it has stopped diverging because आपको ये बताता हूँ, like for example, you know Lakshadweep, right? Lakshadweep, we know it is a coral island, but the corals are deposited on the volcanic ridges. उधर पहले volcanic ridges था, उन्होंने activity stop कर दिया, ठीक है? So maybe like that. Did you understand? So it can happen like that. Okay? Yeah. Yes, sir. Sorry? Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian Mountains तो fold mountain ही है, old fold है. Okay, they are old fold. ठीक है? Old fold मतलब वो उससे पहले बना है, मतलब 250 million years से older है. Okay, so but old fold, new fold दो तरीका होता है. Himalayans are new fold mountains. Okay, and Appalachians, Aravallis, these are old fold mountains. Scandinavian mountains, okay, and like Ural mountains, these are all old fold mountains. Okay, मतलब age wise when you see, they are actually 250 million years old than, मतलब older than 250 million. But ये जो है young fold mountains, that is age wise 100 million years से younger है. Okay, and young fold mountains are on the active plate boundaries like Himalayas. Old fold mountains के पास कुछ active plate boundary नहीं होता है. Okay, yeah, is this clear? सबसे youngest ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते, but young fold mountains में एक है. Okay, yeah. So because Himalayas also 60 million years here, 50 million years or 40 million years ऐसा differences है, like Himadri, Himachal, Shivaliks में. ठीक है? So Eocene, Miocene, Pliocene periods में बना है. ठीक है? So any which ways, don't worry about it for now. ठीक है? Yeah. वही है active plate boundary. Okay, that is the active plate boundary. Okay, yeah. So is this clear, everyone? Okay, we'll go ahead. So now, see, देखो, अभी like I have told you, like whatever the topics I have told you. Okay, so if you have understood this, more than 30% of the geography will become easier for you. ठीक है? More than 30% of the geography will become very easy for you. How? Simple. Volcanoes है topic, earthquakes है topic, landforms है topic. ये सब कुछ इसमें cover ये बनाते basic foundation. Is that clear? This makes the basic foundation. Is that clear? So any which ways. Now let me tell you further. Now yeah. Okay, look at this. This picture is showing you the yellow dots, which refers to earthquakes. Okay, and you have volcanism and everything. Okay, so now you can see why Japan gets majorly earthquakes and not the peninsular India. We have learned the answer now. Yes or no? So abhi dekho, Japan, correct? So this is Pacific plate, this is Eurasian plate, convergence, ocean convergence. Volcanism होगा ocean convergence में? Yes. Earthquakes होगा? Yes. Okay. Mountains होगा? Volcanic mountains होगा, but not fold mountains. Okay. That when they surface above the water, they become islands, Japanese islands. समझ में आया अभी? Okay. Now think about this. Andes mountains, are they volcanic? Yes, convergence of Nazca and South America. समझ में आया? Okay, and do they have earthquakes? Yes. Okay, are there fold mountains? Andes itself are the fold mountains. बिल्कुल नहीं. See, point number one, you write down all the questions, I'll answer it separately. Okay, yeah. So now, understood? Everyone? Okay, yeah. because you are asking me the questions which is beyond the topic. Okay, नहीं वही बोल रहा हूँ. So you keep them, I'll surely answer them at the end of the session. Okay, yeah. So हो गया इतना? Clear with this? Yeah. Next. I forgot to tell you, sorry. See, when you have ocean-continent convergence or ocean-ocean convergence, इसमें भी होगा. Okay, where, see, simple thing, where you have subduction. देखो, subduction. There is a gap here, depth, इसको बोलते हैं ocean deeps or trench. ठीक है? Now, continent-continent convergence, it is going like this. इसमें trench नहीं होगा, shallow depression होता है. ठीक है? Did you understand this? Indian plate, Eurasian plate, there is a shallow depression. इस depression में Himalayan rivers have put the sediments, that is Indo-Gangetic plains, Delhi. Part of the Indo-Gangetic plains. Simple. Easy? Okay. Trenches form only at convergence of ocean continent and ocean. Clear? Easy? Good. Next. इतना तो हो गया ना? Okay. So now we have covered interior structure of the earth and seismic waves. Okay, earthquakes part we have covered. Okay, next we have covered plate tectonics. Okay, now we'll look at continental drift theory. Is that clear? Now when we look at the continental drift theory, basically see, continental drift theory क्या बोला था? Basically it is the movement, the drift of the continents. Is that clear? Who gave it? Alfred Wegener. Plate tectonics theory कौन दिया था? हाँ, Parker, Mackenzie, Tuso Wilson, okay, a bunch of scholars gave it. Is that clear? And Harry Hess was also included in it. Is that clear? Okay, so now, when you look at this continental drift, क्या होता है? We had a big, huge landmass, one single landmass called Pangea. Okay, Pan matlab all, Gea matlab landmass. Okay, and then it was surrounded by a huge ocean called, yes, Pan matlab all, Thalassa means water. Is that clear? So Pangea surrounded by Panthalassa. It split into two. Northern mass was called Laurasia. Southern mass were called Gondwana land. Beach में Tethys Sea. Okay, Tethys Sea. So what present day which continents made Laurasia? Laurasia पूछ रहा हूँ. Eurasia, North America. ठीक है, मतलब यूरोप, एशिया, नॉर्थ अमेरिका. वॉज इंडिया पार्ट ऑफ इट? नो. गोंडवाना लैंड कौन सा है? साउथ अमेरिका, अफ्रीका, इंडिया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, अंटार्कटिका. करेक्ट? इसलिए बस इतना ही है. एंड नाउ लाइक बेसिकली व्हाट यू कैन सी इज इट स्टार्टेड splitting. Either they started moving westward or northward. Westward because of tidal force. Okay, northward because of rotation and polar fleeing force. Rotation की वजह से देखो ऐसा होता है ना, when there is rotation, centrifugal force. Is that clear? That is what it is. ठीक है, this is what Alfred Wegener said. Okay, that's why today we are having the 7 continents and how many oceans? 5 oceans. ठीक है, that's how it is formed. समझ में आया? So they will ask you which are the 2 important forces that is responsible for drift of the continents. Tidal force, okay, and second one, centrifugal force induced by rotation of earth, or polar fleeing force you call it. समझ में आया? Okay, बस. Next, apart from this, now you can see actually he believed that oceanic crust was passive. Okay, oceanic crust had no movements. It is only the continental crust that is actually moving. Okay, he called it Sial and Sima, not continental crust, oceanic crust. Okay, Sial is floating over Sima. Is that clear? That is what he said. Is that clear? That is the reason you have the formation of the mountains. Correct? See, when the Sial, this is Sima. When Sial is floating over Sima, okay, it will actually fold this moving edge. उधर होता है fold mountains. Is that clear? That is what he said. ठीक है? So now, like whatever when it is moving, right, Sial, इनका पूरा एक ही velocity नहीं होता है, थोड़ा सा लास्ट में रह जाता है, उसको islands बनाएगा. Okay, that's why they move west, na? So on the eastern edge you have the islands. Got it? You take North America, so see, you take Eurasia, you have islands here. You take North America, you have islands here. Correct? यही होता है. समझ में आया? Clear with this? Okay. So this is something that he said. Now इनका evidences भी दिया था उन्होंने, right? So first one, the evidences are important for prelims. That's why I'm concentrating on that part. ठीक है? Jigsaw effect theory. मतलब, like see, the coastline here. So the coastline here and the coastline here can fit in easily, right? And similarly, this coastline and this coastline can also fit in easily. Okay, so that is what he said. Okay, if you put all the continents together, it will fit as one continent, one large landmass. Okay, that is jigsaw fit. Okay, secondly, you can also see basically the rocks on this coast and the rocks on this coast have similar properties. Okay, we have Appalachian mountains here in USA. We have the Scandinavian mountains here. Okay, when you join both of them, they are on the straight line. Okay, so they were formed during the same time. Their rock properties are near same, 80% से ज़्यादा same है. Okay, so that is second evidence. Did you understand? Okay, and there is something called placer deposits of gold. इसका meaning क्या होता है? Rivers will carry the sediments of gold and deposit it somewhere. इसको बोलते हैं placer deposits. If it can be gold, it can be thorium, it can be anything. Okay, here we are bothered about placer deposits of gold. Amazon is rich in gold. ठीक है? When they both were together, this was carrying. Here you have the mouth of Amazon. ठीक है? So, like basically you can see this is Ghana, a country. Okay, they have placer deposits of gold. They don't have the source of gold. Got it? So that means they were together. Easy? Okay. And now let us come to one more aspect. अभी मेरे को ये बताओ. To make coal, for the formation of coal, you need high temperature or low temperature? High temperature. Then India, being a tropical country, does not have the premium coal compared to Europe. Why? Because Europe was in the tropical latitude, it moved up. Okay, समझ में आया? That is one more. Europe was in tropical latitude, it moved up, that's why it has salt deposits, huge salt deposit reserves that was formed when it was in tropical areas. समझ में आया? Got it? वैसे ही fossil reserves भी है. Is that clear? We have fossil reserves also. Like for example, मैंने बोला placer deposits है. No, I am telling placer deposits है. I am not saying quantity wise they have much. Okay. Amazon region में gold मिलता है. Okay. So China is the highest producer. Okay. Yeah. मतलब इधर what was I think? Okay. See, what I'll be doing is in this class and next class, we'll be looking at all the basic topics which are important. Okay, in the third class, I'll start incorporating all the current aspects that is important. ठीक है? Geography में तो basics ही important है. Okay, yeah. So now, when you look at this here, देखो, मतलब इधर like these fossil remains that you see, like for example, you can take Lystroceras or you can take this one, Cynognathus. They both are land reptiles, but still they were available in these two continents. Okay, or these three continents. So, matlab, the land was together, so they had to roam around. That is what it says. That's why we have the fossils like that. Glossopteris is a plant, like a fern. Okay, इनका तो पूरा Gondwana land में है. So that is one more evidence. Is that clear? So this is how you can actually see that evidences of fossils have shown that they were together. Is that clear? Understood? Everyone? Okay. So this is about the what is called as continental drift theory. Okay. Next. Now if you look at the next one, like basically here, see, we can also speak about, they can ask you about which of the following are fold mountains, which of the following are fault mountains, which of the following are like matlab block mountains, okay, which are fold mountains, which are block mountains, they can ask you this. Okay? So now when you look at this, I told you the sediments that get folded, right, in compression, that will result in formation of fold mountains. Okay, convergence of ocean continent plates or continent plates is responsible for fold mountains. Is that clear? Now when you look at the fold mountains, okay, you can look at this here. What you can see is basically they have asked this in the prelims, and they can ask you on this basis which are the world's fold mountains. Fold mountains, as I told you, they are of two types. One is young fold mountains, the other one is old fold mountains. Is that clear? So simply this is Rockies. Okay, this is because of convergence. Okay, so here you have Rockies, which is young fold mountain. Is that clear? So this is Andes, this is old young fold mountain. Is that clear? And similarly you have Alps. Okay, you have Alps here. Alps is also young fold mountains. Okay, and then you have Atlas mountains in Morocco, okay, Algeria, that region, that is also young fold mountains. And you have Himalayas, okay, and Caucasus is here. Okay, Caucasus is between Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Okay, so you have Caucasus, that is also young fold mountains. Is that clear? And then you have the Himalayas, okay, and along with that you have Trans Himalayas, Suleiman Ranges, and all those. Okay, so all those make the young fold mountains. Is that clear? And then see, you can see this is Himalayas turning downward, you know, Arakan Yoma, Purvanchal, Arakan Yoma going into the Andaman and Nicobar region. Okay, so these are the young fold mountains. Is that clear? Did you understand? These are the young fold mountains. And if you look at the old fold mountains, okay, old fold mountains, you have, when you look at the old fold mountains, basically you have the Ural mountains here. Okay, you have Aravalis here. Is that clear? And you have the Eastern Ghats. Okay, and you have Appalachians, Scandinavian mountains. Okay, did you understand? So, sorry. Yeah. So these are some of the old fold mountains that you have to know. Appalachians, USA. Scandinavian mountains. Okay, Scandinavian mountains, Scandinavian countries. Okay, उसमें है. समझ में आया इतना? Okay, so these are old fold mountains. This is Ural mountain. This is Scandinavian mountain. This is Appalachians mountain. Okay, and this is Eastern Ghats. This is actually Aravalis. Got it? These are some of the old fold mountains. Is this clear? Okay, now block mountains कैसा होता है? Like for example, Indian plate, you remember it was part of Gondwana land. It drifted towards Asia. Am I right? So it was along with Madagascar. It broke. Okay, see when I break this, you can actually see there is the cut. Okay, so the land which was like this has broken. मतलब ऐसा table land हो जाएगा. Correct? So ऐसा जो table land है ना, that is Western Ghats. It's a block mountain. Mountains, fold mountains का conical peak होता है. ठीक है? Block mountains का flat table land होता है. Elevated flat table land. ठीक है? Did you understand this? Okay, flat top होता है उनका. ठीक है? So block mountains, you have Western Ghats, okay, and you have here the block mountains you have here, which is actually sorry, it is like this. I'm sorry. Okay, it is like this. So isko chhod do. Wait, there's no eraser also. So it will be like this. Okay? So this is block mountains here also. Is that clear? So you have the block mountains in this region also, like the Black Forest ranges. Okay, or they are also the block mountains. Did you understand this? Okay, so they are some of the block mountains. Okay, did you understand this much? Clear with this? Okay, and like you have in France, there is one mountain called Vosges. Okay, Vosges, that is also a block mountain. Is that clear? Did you understand? These are some of the examples. Clear? Yes or no? ओल्ड फोल्ड बोला था मैंने, आप बोल रहे हो तो ब्लॉक माउंटेन है. नहीं, हाँ, दैट इज ओल्ड फोल्ड माउंटेन. ठीक है, या इज दिस क्लियर? एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड दिस मच? एनी डाउट्स? क्लियर विद दिस? सो गेनिंग समथिंग? पक्का? ओके, या ओके. नाउ so very simple, like when you look at the fold mountains, right, there are of two types, as I told you, old fold, young fold. Okay, old fold mountains will not have earthquakes because they are not on the active tectonic boundaries. Young fold mountains will have earthquakes. Okay, now let me ask you one simple thing. You know young fold mountains ka examples bataya maine? Okay, let me ask you one question. All the young fold mountains have the earthquakes. All the young fold mountains have earthquakes. Yes. All the young fold mountains has volcanism. Why? Himalayas does not have it. Young fold mountains can have volcanism. Example? Andes, Rockies. Okay? Is that clear? Okay. Old fold mountains do not have earthquakes. Yes. Old fold mountains do not have volcanism. Yes, they do not have, they are not on the active plate boundaries. Okay, समझ में आया इतना? Simple. Okay, next. So इतना तो समझ में आया ना? Okay, next. So now, if I ask you, okay, these red dots that you see are volcanic distribution. ठीक है? Clear? ये क्यों volcanic distribution है? Which plate? Divergence or convergence? Divergence. Ocean-ocean divergence or ocean-continent? Ocean-ocean divergence. इधर volcanism क्यों है? Ocean-continent convergence. Okay. इधर same. Here ocean-ocean convergence. ठीक है? Ocean-ocean convergence. Understood? Easy? हाँ. कौन सा? इस साइड भी कन्वर्जेंस, उस साइड भी कन्वर्जेंस. इट इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज इट इज श्रिंकिंग. इट इज द ओल्ड पैंथलसा. ओके, इट इज श्रिंकिंग इन साइज. ओके, दैट्स द रीजन. ओके, गॉट इट? या, सिंपल. दे आर एक्चुअली श्रिंकिंग. दैट्स द रीजन दे हैव द व्हाट इज दैट बिहेवियर ऑफ कन्वर्जेंस ऑन बोथ द साइड्स. ठीक है? सो दे विल आस्क यू वन मोर थिंग. व्हाट इज द पैसिफिक रिंग ऑफ फायर? यही होता है पैसिफिक रिंग ऑफ फायर. वोल्केनिज्म है ना पूरा, राइट? पूरा वोल्केनिज्म है ना, उसकी वजह से उसको पैसिफिक रिंग ऑफ फायर बोलते हैं. सिंपल, इजी. ओके, दैट्स इट. नेक्स्ट. सो नाउ ये हो गया इतना क्लियर. अर्थक्वेक्स हो गया, वोल्केनिज्म हो गया, जियोमॉर्फोलॉजिकल थियरीज भी खत्म. ओके, एंड वी हैव आल्सो डन व्हाट इज इंटीरियर स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द अर्थ. करेक्ट? ओके, नेक्स्ट. लेट्स लुक एट द नेक्स्ट वन. Now we'll be looking at one of the important aspect, that is the weathering and erosion. Okay, weathering and erosion. देखो, for example, let us say like this. Let us say I have a kitchen here. This is my home. I have a kitchen here. I cook my food. I prepare my food and I eat. In-house cooking. Okay, I am ordering on Zomato and getting some food. That is ऑर्डर बाहर से आ रहा है. ओके, ये तो इन सिटू हो गया, वो तो एक्स सिटू है. ठीक है? एरोजन और वेदरिंग का क्या डिफरेंस है? देयर इज अ रॉक दैट इज गेटिंग डिसइंटीग्रेटेड एंड द सेडिमेंट्स आर देयर ओनली, लाइक इन हाउस कुकिंग जैसा. ओके, दैट मीन्स इन सिटू डिसइंटीग्रेशन. दैट इज वेदरिंग. एंड इफ यू टेक जोमैटो, क्या होता है? कुकिंग कहीं पे भी होता है, समवेयर एल्स, there is cooking, there is picking up, transport, deposition. Erosion भी वही होता है. Disintegration somewhere, picking up, transport, deposition. Simple. Easy. Okay. That is the difference between weathering and erosion. Okay. Now, can I say there is a rock? इसमें weathering हो रहा है. It will form some landform. It will shape some landform by disintegration. Erosion से भी वही करेगा ना? Yes or no? Erosion से भी वही करेगा. So can I say these are the two mechanisms that will actually make the landforms? Right? इससे पहले हमने क्या देखा? There are some forces which are like moving the plates. What are those forces? Mantle convection. Okay, मतलब देखो, inside the earth, in the asthenosphere, let us say, okay, there are like asthenosphere का ऊपर ये है, ये lithospheric plate है, this is asthenosphere top, this is asthenosphere bottom. Temperature कहाँ पे जाता है? As it goes deeper, temperature increases. नीचे ज़्यादा है ना? Temperature ज़्यादा है, closed volume, so pressure भी ज़्यादा है. ये high pressure, ये low pressure. So can I say there will be movement of the particles from high pressure to low pressure? Magma will move from high pressure to low pressure. When they are moving like this after coming here, it cannot move out, so it will diverge. When it diverges, it will move the plates. समझ में आया? So can I say it is the internal force that is driving the movement of plates? Yes or no? ये movement की वजह से earthquakes हो रहा है, volcanism हो रहा है, trenches form हो रहा है, volcanic mountains are formed, fold mountains are formed, block mountains are formed. Yes or no? Got it? So ये सब कुछ हो रहा है ना, इसको बोलता है endogenic forces. They will ask you the question. Okay, endo means inside. The forces that is generated inside and resulting in formation of landforms. इसको endogenic landforms. Easy. But now you take weathering and erosion. इसका forces कहाँ से आ रहा है? Asthenosphere से? नहीं, from sun. Correct? It is because of the sun. So that becomes exogenic forces outside the earth. Easy? Okay. So ये दोनों differences हैं, endogenic और exogenic. Okay, understood? Okay. Now see, erosion can be of 5 different agents. एक river. Okay, how is river formed? Glacial melt और rain fed. ग्लेशियल मेल्ट मतलब ग्लेशियर्स को मेल्ट करने के लिए हीट चाहिए, वो बाहर से आ रहा है, सन. ठीक है. रेनफेड हाइड्रोलॉजिकल साइकिल, इसके लिए एवोपरेशन करना है पहले, सन. एम आई राइट? ओके, सो दैट इज एजेंट ऑफ एरोजन. ओके, नाउ वाटरफॉल इज अ लैंडफॉर्म. वाटरफॉल इज अ लैंडफॉर्म दैट इज मेड बाय रिवर, राइट? दैट इज एक्सोजेनिक और एक्सोजेनिक, एंडोजेनिक? एक्सोजेनिक. ठीक है. हैव यू गॉन फॉर वाटर राफ्टिंग? ओके, ये ऋषिकेश में बहुत फेमस है ना वाटर राफ्टिंग. ओके, उसमें बहुत एक्साइटिंग फैक्टर क्या है? रैपिड्स, राइट? रैपिड्स आर बिकॉज ऑफ द रेसिस्टेंट हार्ड रॉक्स. ओके, बीच में हार्ड रॉक्स होता है, पानी आके उसको स्प्लैश करेगा. गॉट इट? यस और नो? सो नाउ दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ एरोजन. पार्शियल सॉफ्ट रॉक्स को रिमूव कर दिया, हार्ड रॉक्स रेसिस्टेंट हो गए. नाउ दैट मीन्स दोज रैपिड्स आर बिकॉज ऑफ रिवर एरोजन. एक्सोजेनिक, एंडोजेनिक? एक्सोजेनिक. ओके, सुंदरबन डेल्टा, रिवर डेपोजिशन, एक्सोजेनिक, एंडोजेनिक? एक्सोजेनिक. वोल्केनिक माउंटेन लाइक माउंट किलिमंजारो और माउंट फ्यूजियामा, एंडोजेनिक. Is that clear? Okay, understood this much. Deccan Plateau, endogenic, volcanism की वजह से वो deposition हुआ है. Able to understand? They'll ask you which of the following landforms are endogenic or exogenic. Easy? Okay, simple. Okay, अभी भी लग रहा है geography is difficult? No. Yes. Okay. Catastrophic diastrophic movements का ये simple होता है. Catastrophic movements are the ones which happens in seconds, minutes or smaller duration. ठीक है? Earthquake. Earthquake have you seen happening for years continuously? No. Correct? It will not make the planet habitable anymore. Right? so that is catastrophic. ठीक है? Volcanism, catastrophic. That can happen for few days. Okay, few hours to few days. ठीक है? Now Himalayan mountain building, it is happening since 60 million years. Okay, वो होता है diastrophic. Is that clear? Which takes longer time. इसको diastrophic बोलते हैं. Folding, okay, faulting, ये दोनों diastrophism है. Is that clear? Earthquakes, volcanism are catastrophism. Simple. Okay. Short time catastrophe क्या होता है? Sudden. Diastrophe, duration long. D for D. Okay. Diastrophe, D. Duration long. Okay, ऐसा सुन लो. ठीक है? समझ में आया? Yes. That's it. Okay. Understood this much? Weathering समझ में आया? Erosion समझ में आया? Okay. Now, when you look at this weathering में 3 type होता है. Name them. Mechanical, chemical and biological. Biological का meaning क्या होता है? When living organisms are engaged in disintegration of rocks. When roots of the plant grow, they will wedge through the rocks, disintegrate them. उसको biological weathering ही बोलते हैं. Okay, dogs, they'll scratch, right? उसको भी biological weathering बोलते हैं. When they scratch, they are exposing the rock for mechanical weathering. Okay, और like for example, हम जाके mining कर रहे हैं, again biological weathering. Okay, we are doing agriculture, biological weathering, plowing. Okay, we are constructing a building, foundation, we are again going for same biological weathering. समझ में आया? Any living organism engaged in breaking or disintegrating of the rocks and soil. बस. Understood? Okay, next. Now I put salt into this water. What is it? Chemical weathering. Okay, that is solution. Is that clear? Now, उसके बाद like for example, rusting होता है ना, rusting. Okay, iron exposed to humidity, ferric oxide. That is chemical weathering. That is called oxidation. But it is terminology wise, it is called oxidation here in geography. Okay, yeah. Next, apart from that, like you can also see, okay, hydrolysis. Okay, now hydrolysis, hydration. Hydration क्या होता है? Like some rocks have the minerals. Rocks क्या होता है? Aggregate of minerals. They have the property to absorb the moisture. On absorption of moisture, they will actually expand. Okay, and when they dry up, they will contract. Take clay soil. Okay, take clay soil. Moisture is there, they will become like कीचड़ जैसा होता है ना? And when the moisture is gone, they'll become dry, they'll compress and develop cracks. है ना? वैसे ही आप देखो calcium sulfate. When they take moisture, they become gypsum. Is that clear? ऐसा जब changes होता है ना, and basically when it takes the moisture, it expands, relaxes. When it loses the moisture, expands, relaxes. So इसकी वजह से वो disintegrate होगा. Okay, that is hydration. Got it? Okay. Next. Next. So एक हो गया. Okay. Next, carbonation. एटमॉस्फेयर में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है, बारिश होता है, वाटर प्लस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वीक कार्बोनिक एसिड. ओके, नाउ इफ देयर इज लाइमस्टोन, ये कार्बोनिक एसिड उसको डिसइंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज कार्बोनेशन. इजी. ओके, कार्बोनेशन, ऑक्सीडेशन, हाइड्रेशन एंड सॉल्यूशन. सॉल्ट, करेक्ट. सॉल्ट रॉक्स रिवर विल फ्लो, सॉल्यूशन हो सकता है. गॉट इट? दैट इज केमिकल. केमिकल और फिजिकल वेदरिंग का क्या डिफरेंस है? See, simple thing. Physical weathering will never change the chemical composition of the mineral. Okay. So, मतलब इसमें ऐसा बहुत सिंपल वाला बताता हूँ. मिनरल्स में जो एटम्स होते हैं उसके बीच में हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स होते हैं. Okay, the hydrogen bonds are not broken in disintegration. That is chemical weathering. एक पत्थर है, I am bringing let us say hammer, I am striking it. ये physical weathering है. ठीक है. एक पत्थर है, वो सॉल्ट की है, उसको लेकर आके पानी में डाल रहा हूं, उसमें क्या होता है? हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स इन बिटवीन दैट मिनरल्स आर ब्रोकन एंड इट डिसॉल्व्स. दैट इज केमिकल वेदरिंग. समझ में आया? So when the chemical composition is disrupted to disintegrate the rock, it is chemical weathering. Okay, when chemical composition is not disturbed but physically it is broken down, that is physical weathering. ठीक है? Physical weathering देखो एक चीज होता है like frost and thawing. Frost and thawing क्या होता है? There is a rock, इसमें एक क्रैक है, पानी स्टोर हो गया, ठीक है? उसमें let us say in temperate regions, night is freezing, it has become ice, it will pierce, it will try to expand that crack. डे टाइम में वो मेल्ट हो गया, नीचे चले जाएगा. नेक्स्ट अगेन सॉलिड, इट विल पियर्स अगेन, सो फाइनली यू विल सी देयर इज अ कट. ओके, दिस इज वन वे. ओके, और ट्रॉपिकल एरियाज में देयर इज रॉक, सन हीटिंग की वजह से एक्सपैंड. ओके, नाइट टाइम्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, expand, contract, expand, contract, cracks will develop, they'll disintegrate. Okay, so this is one more type of physical weathering. So ये होता है 3 types of weathering. Easy? Okay, next we have what is called as the mass movements, landslides, right? इसमें भी अर्थ का मटेरियल, बहुत ज्यादा मटेरियल एक ही बार रिमूव करके ट्रांसपोर्ट करके डिपॉजिट करेगा, राइट? सो लैंडस्लाइड्स, लैंडस्लाइड्स क्यों होता है? when it is saturated with water. Okay, देखो सरफेस लेयर होता है ना, इसका नीचे जो सब सरफेस लेयर होता है वो क्ले ही होता है. Okay, when you deforest the land, when you remove the trees, पानी इसमें चले जाएगा and it will go down and it will actually get like this subsurface clay layer saturated with water. When this gets saturated with water, what happens is you will see that this clay layer will be slippery. So the entire surface soil will come down. इसको landslides बोलते हैं, ठीक है? Now the same way कुछ earthquake हो गया, like there are some boulders which are not fixed, okay, stably settled. earthquake की वजह से वो shake होता है, वो नीचे आ जाएगा. That is rock fall. Is that clear? That is rock fall. And avalanche. Avalanche is when unconsolidated snow is flowing down the slope. इसको avalanche बोलते हैं, ठीक है? All these are mass movements. Is that clear? Understood with this? Okay, yeah, these are the ones. Now see, there is one more topic. I am going to that topic. I'll teach you that topic, but I am not going into the processes. Okay, prelims में आपको इसमें सिर्फ क्या देखना है? Which of them are erosional landforms? Which of them are depositional landforms? Okay, this is first one. Second one, which of them belongs to which particular topography? Okay, मतलब waterfall belongs to fluvial landform, sand dunes belong to aeolian landform, ऐसा. Okay, that's it. इससे ज़्यादा कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं है. Is that clear? Okay, yeah. So let me take you there. Okay, so we are looking at this landforms and evolution basically. Okay, ये तो थोड़ा सा important है. There was like since 2-3 years they're not asking much questions from here, but there's no hard fast rule that they'll not ask this year. Okay, so उसकी वजह से देखो we have 5 agents of erosion. One is river. Okay, so river makes fluvial landforms. Second one is wind. Wind makes aeolian landforms. Okay, the third one is actually the underground water. Okay, that makes karst landforms. The last one, the fourth one is glaciers, that will make glacial landforms. The last one is the ocean waves, okay, ocean currents, tides and all these, that will make coastal landforms. Is that clear? We have 5 landforms. Under that, which are depositional, which are erosional, that is the list you need to know. Is that clear? Okay, so now see, we actually divide the what do you call it as the orders of landforms. पहले आपको endogenic, exogenic समझ में आया ना? Okay, next we actually divide the orders of relief. Okay, first order relief को बोलते हैं बहुत बड़ा वाला, मतलब ocean basins and continents. Okay, जो भी endogenic है उनको second order relief बोलते हैं. The landforms which are formed because of endogenic, mountains, plateaus, plains, continental shelves, slopes, abyssal plains, mid-oceanic ridges, submarine canyons, ये सब कुछ. Okay, and थर्ड ऑर्डर रिलीफ बोलते हैं वेदरिंग और इरोजन से जो हुआ है एक्सोजेनिक. देखो माउंटेन पीक्स, माउंटेन इज एंडोजेनिक, माउंटेन पीक इज शेप्ड बाय ग्लेशियर्स, राइट? ओके, क्लिफ, हिल्स, स्पर्स, ओके, ऑल दी सैंड ड्यून्स, वैलीज, ये सब कुछ थर्ड ऑर्डर रिलीफ. समझ में आया इतना? ओके, सो दिस इज द थिंग. नेक्स्ट यू कैन सी हियर, फर्स्ट वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद फ्लूवियल. फ्लूवियल का मतलब फ्लूवियस मीन्स रिवर, रनिंग वाटर. ओके, सो नाउ यू कैन सी, देखो इसमें आपका लाइक इरोजन और वेदरिंग भी होता है इसमें. देखो दिस इज रिवर बेड, रिवर चैनल. ओके, व्हेन यू हैव द हेवियर सेडिमेंट्स दे आर स्क्रैचिंग थ्रू द रिवर बेड. व्हेन दे आर स्क्रैचिंग दे आर रिमूविंग द सेडिमेंट्स, राइट? इसको अब्रेशन बोलता है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट एट्रिशन क्या होता है? व्हेन देर आर 2-3 सेडिमेंट्स दे स्ट्राइक अगेंस्ट ईच अदर, ओके, दे विल ब्रेक, इसको एट्रिशन बोलता है. इज दैट क्लियर? सो व्हेन दे अब्रेड हियर दे आर डीपनिंग द वैली. ओके, ये क्या बनेगा? वी शेप्ड वैली और आई शेप्ड वैली, करेक्ट? पहले आई शेप्ड बनेगा, उसके बाद वी शेप्ड बनेगा. सो कैन आई से रिवर्स मेक आई शेप्ड वैली एंड वी शेप्ड वैलीज? ओके, सी नाउ if the sediments which can float, what they will do? They'll abrade the surface on the lateral sides. वो क्या बनेगा? U-shaped valley. समझ में आया? They make U-shaped valley. Is this clear? Okay. Next. So apart from that, you can also see solution. Solution मतलब dissolution. Is that clear? Okay. Yeah. So hydraulic action बाद में बता देता हूँ. Okay. So these are the ones. Now. See, this is what I said. Okay, basically the scratching, okay, abrasion, okay, and there is like the fine material will be suspended, okay, and there will be also attrition, okay. So this is what I have told you just a while ago. Now look at this. See, look at this. River will have 3 stages: youthful stage, mature stage, old stage. Even in our life, the same. यूथफुल स्टेज में हमको लगेगा हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, राइट? रिवर्स भी कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? दे कैन मूव द बोल्डर्स. ओके, सो मैच्योर स्टेज में सोच संभाल के जाना है, राइट? वी हैव टू थिंक बिफोर वी एक्ट, राइट? ये होता है मैच्योर स्टेज में. ओल्ड स्टेज कुछ नहीं कर सकते, ओके, दैट इज ओल्ड स्टेज. समझ में आया? नाउ सी, दे कैन मूव बिग बोल्डर्स, दे कैन मूव ओनली स्मॉल साइज्ड वंस, दे कैन नॉट मूव एनीथिंग, दे विल डिपॉजिट. एरोजन, transportation, deposition. Easy prelims question. Okay, see, these are the basics that they will ask you in prelims. Okay, very simple. These are the ones that they will ask you in prelims. And students क्या करते हैं? यार इससे ज़्यादा पढ़ना है. This is not sufficient. Okay, because of this ideology, you will fall prey in answering small simple questions. You will go wrong there. Okay, so please focus on the basics. Got it? Yeah, next. Okay, now when you look at this here, इस रीजन में क्या होगा? ज़्यादा एरोजन होगा, ठीक है? एरोजन ज़्यादा होगा. इस रीजन में ज़्यादा ट्रांसपोर्टेशन होगा, इस रीजन में ज़्यादा डेपोजिशन होगा. Understood? Now, see, when you look at this, this is what you have to know. Okay, here, youthful stage, एरोजन ज़्यादा होगा. बिग बोल्डर्स है मतलब एब्रेशन वर्टिकली करेगा. आई शेप्ड वैलीज और वी शेप्ड वैलीज विल बी फाउंड. ओके, सी, सो हियर यू विल सी वर्टिकल एंड हेडवर्ड एरोजन्स, ओके, एंड रफ चैनल बेड बिकॉज इट इज रिमूविंग, मतलब व्हेन स्क्रैच करके रिमूव करते हैं ना वो इवन नहीं होता है. डिपोजिशन में इवन हो सकता है बट रिमूवल में कभी भी इवन नहीं होता है. ओके, rough river bed, and you can see the gradient is highest, steep gradient. Okay, उसकी वजह से potential energy भी ज़्यादा होगा, kinetic energy भी ज़्यादा होगा. Kinetic energy is relating to removal of the sediments. Potential energy is related to movement of the sediments. Okay, transporting it. ठीक है, इसमें दोनों ज़्यादा होते हैं. ठीक है, channels are narrow, but they are very dangerous. Got it? So here you have V-shaped valley. This is very important. This table is very important. ठीक है, here you have V-shaped valleys, waterfalls because slope gradient है, correct? Waterfalls, rapids, potholes. Potholes are basically when these small rocks are there ना, when they actually erode the river bed. छोटा सा एक depression होगा तो उसमें एक pebble stuck हो जाता है. River keeps flowing, this will keep rotating there only. Right? It will make a deep hole. इसको बोलते हैं pothole. Easy? Okay. Understood na this much? They are not the potholes that you see on the roads. They are different. Okay? Yeah. So now, gorges. Gorges भी यही होता है, I-shaped valleys को gorges बोलते हैं हम. Is that clear? When river bed is eroding, the water keeps going down. इसको I-shaped valley बोलते हैं. Okay, gorges. Okay, yeah. So deepest gorge in the world, okay, is Kali Gandaki Gorge, Nepal. Kali Gandaki Gorge. Okay, is this clear? Kali Gandaki Gorge. You identify the river. That's your task. Which river you will identify it. Clear? Yeah. Now, braided streams, braided streams इधर नहीं होता है. I'm sorry. This is, I don't know what is put here. The braided stream should be here. Okay. Yeah, interlocking spurs. See, in childhood, whenever anybody is asked to draw one diagram, what they will draw is 3-4 mountains, बीच में एक नदी, okay, and there is sun rising with some pakshi. I mean, so what is that? Birds. Okay, so that is what you must have drawn. ये जो mountains आप बनाते हैं ना, that will actually like coincide like this, correct? And river comes like this. ये जो convex protrusions of the mountains है, उसको बोलते हैं spur. Simple. That's called spur. And those spurs, let us say my fingers are the convex protrusions. They connect like this. इसको बोलते हैं interlocking spur. Rivers will move like this down the line. बस उतना ही है. समझ में आया? Clear? Next, you have meanders, river, cliffs and slip of slopes and flood plains. देखो. This is meander. Okay. The river that flows, okay, that is meander. Okay. So basically when you look at this, okay, see, now when you look at this here, this river strikes this, correct? Because of striking, it is eroding here. Am I right? इसको erosion जो करता है ना, उसकी वजह से वो cliff बनेगा, steep. Okay, that is cliff slope. And इधर से जो निकलता है, मतलब whatever is removed, sediments, that gets deposited here. Correct? So it is slip of slope. It is like gentle slope. This is steep slope, cliff slope. Slip of slope is gentle slope. Bas. Okay, that is meanders. Okay, now let us say it keeps striking here, no? From here also it comes and strikes here. Someday this will break. Clear? This will be clogged with sediments. इसको बोलते हैं oxbow lake. Okay, that is it. समझ में आए? उसको बोलते हैं oxbow lake. Point bars actually, see, point bars are depositions of the sediments. Okay, point bars are generally deposition of the sediments. ठीक है? Yeah. उसको कॉन्फ्लुएंस बोलता है. वो तो यूथफुल स्टेज में है. ओके, वो मैच्योर में नहीं है. हरिद्वार की बात जो है वो मैच्योर स्टेज है. मैच्योर स्टेज में आपका ये सब कुछ मिलेगा. ठीक है? या अंडरस्टूड दिस मच? ओके, सो फ्लड प्लेन्स. सी, फ्लड प्लेन्स व्हेन वी स्पीक अबाउट, देखो, फुट हिल्स ऑफ द माउंटेन्स, जो भी बड़ा बड़ा पत्थर होता है ना, उसको डिपॉजिट कर लेते हैं. रिवर्स कैन नॉट कैरी बिकॉज स्लोप कम हो गया ना, उसकी वजह से दे कैन नॉट कैरी फर्दर. ओके, इन इंडिया जो भी वो फॉर्मेशंस होता है, मतलब बड़ा बड़ा पत्थर जो डिपॉजिट हो जाता है ना एट द फुट हिल्स ऑफ शिवालिक्स, उसको बोलते हैं बाबर. क्लियर? बाबर रीजन में द रिवर्स, बिकॉज द बोल्डर्स आर बिग, porosity is more, permeability is more, so river will go below, river disappears. Big rocks, no cultivation, no trees. ठीक है? So that will be the condition. Further आएगा terai region. Terai region में क्या होता है? Like basically small sediments. Okay, alluvium. Okay, fertile soil. Okay, so now the surface, the streams will resurface. As they resurface, you can actually see now water is available and also alluvial soil is available. It is good for cultivation. Terai region UP में sugar cane grow करता है. ठीक है? This is fine. Now, when it comes to the in the middle path, okay, floodplains. देखो, when it comes to the later stage of the mature stage or the old stage, early stage, what happens is the sediment load is there. It cannot actually sort of get rid of it, and sometimes the water flow will overflow. That is floods. Okay, when it overflows, the sediments will be deposited. The sediments that is deposited once, if it is replenished in short duration, like say once in a year, usko bolte hai khadar, new alluvium. Okay, if it is deposited once but it is not replenished in the near past, okay, bahut saal ho gaya, then it is old alluvium, bhangar. Okay, khadar is fertile for cultivation, bhangar is not. समझ में आए? बांगर में फिर भी ग्रो कर सकते हैं, like those crops which are insensitive to nutrients, like maize. अलुवियम सॉइल है ना, दोनों अलुवियम है, पोरोसिटी भी होता है, परमेबिलिटी भी होता है. ठीक है? और कंकड़ बताया, कंकड़, ओके, कैलकेरियस डिपॉजिट्स, वो पानी है तो वो नहीं हो सकता है. सो कादर में तो रिपीटेड पानी मिलता है, सो इट विल डिसॉल्व इट ना, सो बांगर में रहेगा. बांगर इज with concard. Concard is what? Calcareous deposits. Calcareous deposit means alkaline. Okay, salt rich. Okay, uske liye you cannot grow much of the crops there. Got it? Easy? That is it. Okay, next. Now, ye ho gaya. Then you come down here, like you can see here, deltas to pata hai aapka. Right, deposition of the sediments is in the mouth of the river forms the delta. Okay, if it is forming like this, matlab, okay, if it is forming like, wait, if it is forming like this, okay, this is called alluvial delta or arcuate delta, okay, or fan shaped delta, let us say, fan shaped delta. Sundarbans is the world's largest delta. Okay, suppose if it forms something like this, okay, इसको बर्ड फूड डेल्टा बोलता है. ठीक है? If it forms something like this, like near triangle, बीच में river, okay, so this is called cuspate delta. Okay, this is called cuspate delta. समझ में आए? डेल्टा और एस्चुरी का डिफरेंस पता चलना है. ज्योग्राफी में एस्चुरी का मतलब ये है, like when there is a river coming to the coast and if it is falling deeper, okay, मतलब depth is more, so then what happens, the sediments will never make a delta. इसको estuary बोलते हैं. Got it? If it is like sloping, okay, and it has shallow depth, then the river that brings the sediments will deposit it here, वो delta बनेगा. समझ में आया? Estuary is not having the sedimental deposition. ठीक है? ये होता है. Environment में estuary का मतलब ये है, सब कुछ estuary है where the fresh water meets the ocean water. बस. Got it? This is something that you have to know. Okay, next. You can also see, आपको मजुली island पता है? World's largest riverine island. Why is it formed? Because it is in the old stage of Brahmaputra, where it cannot carry the sediments anymore, so it will deposit in the mid. Youthful stage में, mature stage में, if it deposits in the mid of the path, the river will remove it. Old stage में ऐसा नहीं है, उनके पास इतना ताकत नहीं है. Got it? So it deposits. So those are called braided bars. Okay, those are called braided bars. समझ में आया? And the rivers will flow like this ना, like tributaries जैसा flow करेगा ना, उनको braided channels बोलते हैं. समझ में आया? Clear with this? Okay, see. ये होता है braided bars and ये होता है braided channels. समझ में आया? Understood? That's it. Okay. So now you can see in the, you have floodplains, raised banks, meanders, oxbow lakes, sandbars, सब कुछ मैंने बताया. Okay, is this clear? This is about the fluvial landforms. Okay, now waterfall, erosional. ठीक है? Or like for example, V-shaped valley because of erosion, I-shaped valley because of erosion, potholes because of erosion. Okay, floodplains, deposition. Okay, and braided bars, deposition. Deltas, deposition. समझ में आ रहे? Okay, कादर, बांगर, भाबर, तेराई, सब कुछ deposition. Easy? This is what they'll ask you. Clear? Okay, next. हाँ, हाँ, सादिया to Dubri, that जो है, हाँ, it is along the Brahmaputra river only. नहीं, it is part of the NW networks which is functional and वो तो चल रहा है. Okay, it is functional. Okay, so I guess you're asking me that only, right? वो तो मतलब बहुत दिन से है ऐसा नहीं है, but it is functional. Okay, but yeah, that's the thing. Okay, got it? समझ में आया सबको? Okay, let's go to the next one. Still able to understand? Okay, yeah. देखो, now we are looking at the next one, that is basically wind. Okay, so wind as an agent of erosion कहाँ होता है? Deserts. Okay, deserts में बारिश का भी रोल होगा, बारिश की वजह से भी स्ट्रीम्स होगा, मतलब वो भी रिवर चैनल्स है, बट दे आर सीजनल. Am I right? They are seasonal. So rivers are present as a river, as that is fluvial landforms. It is also present in deserts. Okay, समझ में आया? Okay, now see. Oh, this is coastal. Okay, wait. Wait. I started with that. So, एक काम कर दो. You just hold on for some time. Let me cover my procedure. Okay. देखो. Now, we have 3 different types of desert based on composition. ठीक है? पहला होता है Hamada. Okay. When we say Hamada desert, okay, here you have Hamada desert. पूरा desert में rocks ज़्यादा होता है, sand नहीं होता है. When we say desert, what comes to our mind is sand. Correct? So, but generally if it is rocks, that is called Hamada, rocky desert. Is that clear? And the next one is basically like what comes to our mind, sand. Okay, उसको बोलता है अर्ग. Clear? And stony desert को बोलता है reg. R-E-G, reg. Okay, rocks है. When it breaks down, it becomes stone. When it breaks down, it becomes sand. Hamada, Hamada, reg, arg. Got it? These are the 3. Okay. Desert का definition क्या है? Which regions are called desert? Less than 50 centimeters of rainfall. Correct? So, it is based on the precipitation only. It's not based on temperature. If it was based on temperature, then we would not have cold desert and hot desert. Okay, so it is completely based on temperature. Sorry, precipitation. ठीक है? Yeah, समझ में आया ना इतना? So now, see, badland क्या होता है? What is badland? What is badland? हाँ. So basically, ravines पता है? Chambal ravines. That's a badland. Okay, arid or semi-arid areas where the rivers or streams of water has eroded very deeply. Okay, and resulted in the area unfit for anything. Okay, that's called ravines or badland. Okay, the best example is Chambal. Okay, Chambal is a very good example for it. Okay, yeah. Next, ये देखो. अभी this are the important things. Mushroom rocks. These rocks look like mushroom shape. Okay, because of sand blasting over it. ठीक है, erosional. Okay, and these are called ventifacts or decanter. This is also because of the same reason. Small जो पत्थर होता है ना, उसको इस समय मतलब today it will hit from this side, tomorrow this side. The sand blasting and polishing की वजह से वो strong होता है और flat होता है और sharp edges होता है ऐसा. These are called ventifacts or decanters. Again erosional. ठीक है? Then you have this one. See, soft rock, hard rock, soft rock, hard rock, soft rock. Because of the sand blasting, soft rock gets eroded completely. Hard rocks as resistant. Now they are making like ridges and furrows. Correct? Ridge, furrow, ridge, furrow. इसको बोलते हैं यार्डंग. Okay, ये हो गया ज़्यूजन. ज़्यूजन क्या होता है? हार्ड रॉक, सॉफ्ट रॉक, हार्ड रॉक, सॉफ्ट रॉक, विच इज पैरेलल टू द ग्राउंड सरफेस. ओके, सॉफ्ट रॉक्स को एरोड करेगा, हार्ड रॉक्स को ऐसा रेसिस्टेंट रॉक जैसे बनाएगा. ये ज़्यूजन्स है. गॉट इट? ओके, नेक्स्ट इंसेलबर्ग. इफ देयर इज अ माउंटेन, इट इज गॉट डिसइंटीग्रेटेड, व्हाट इज लेफ्ट ओवर इसको बोलते हैं इंसेलबर्ग. इज दैट क्लियर? इन अ डेजर्ट, डेजर्ट माउंटेन disintegrated, what is left over is called inselberg. समझ में आया? Okay, yeah. Next, mesa, butte and monument. ठीक है? Like mesa, butte and monument, when we have to look at, okay, let us say like this. This is a huge plateau. Okay, elevated land. बारिश की वजह से ना हर बार जब बारिश होता है, it will actually flow down and go into the desert. This is also desert part only. Lowland it will go. Okay, when it is going like this, it will actually sort of engage in vertical like aberration. So it will cut this, maybe this part is like, cut from this part. Okay, isko bolte hain mesa. Is that clear? So that is mesa. Okay, flat table like land, okay, which is dissected by water. Okay, stream. And this mesa can be actually further brought down. And when it becomes smaller in size, usko bolte hain butte. Is that clear? Butte. Mesa and butte are erosional. Remember this. So, ventifacts, mushroom rocks, mesa and butte, inselberg, yardungs and ज़्यूजन्स. All these are the erosional landforms of the Aeolian topography. Got it? समझ में आया ना इतना? Okay. Next. Sand dunes. Sand dunes are depositional. Sand dunes में आपका ये होता है. See, first thing. In sand dunes, what you have is basically that you can see sand dunes are deposition of sand. Okay, wind will scoop the sand, like ice cream को scoop करेगा ना ऐसा, ऐसा sand scoop करेगा. वो जो formations हुआ है hollow, इसको बोलते हैं deflation hollows. If they are deeper, groundwater will come up. That is oasis. Got it? That is oasis. And now this wind that carries the sand deposits it somewhere. ठीक है? If this is C, the direction of the wind is this side, and it is making convex side towards the windward, concave side towards the leeward. This is Burchen. Okay, समझ में आया? If both the arms are of near equal length, Burchen. If one is lengthier, one is smaller, safe. Okay. Just remember, they will not ask you this much depth also. They will ask you Burchen, safe, ट्रांसवर्स, ये सब कुछ रिलेटेड टू क्या है? सैंड ड्यून्स. ओके, सो ऐसा ही क्वेश्चंस आएगा. ठीक है? डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? नेक्स्ट, सी विंड डायरेक्शन इज दिस वे, ऑपोजिट टू बर्चन इफ इट इज फॉर्मिंग. देखो इधर एक ट्री ले तो एक डिवाइडर कुछ है और यार्डंग कुछ है. द सैंड विल कम एंड डिपॉजिट, इट विल फॉर्म आर्म्स दिस साइड. ओके, सैंड में मॉइस्चर नहीं है, वो क्लब नहीं होगा. गॉट इट? ओके, सो इसको पैराबोलिक बोलते हैं. पैराबोलिक बर्चन्स सेफ. ट्रांसवर्स इज basically perpendicular to the direction of wind movement. If sand dune is formed perpendicular to the direction of wind movement, that is called transverse. Okay. If they are formed parallel to the wind movement, that is called longitudinal. Okay, I am not going into the formations, that is not required. Prelims में आपका ये नाम पता होना है बस. Okay, you have to know the names, you have to know the formations. ठीक है? Burchens, remember convex windward side. Okay, and parabolic concave windward side. Okay, बर्चन और सेफ्स दोनों सेम है. सेफ में एक आर्म लेंदियर है, दूसरा आर्म शॉर्टर है. ठीक है? ट्रांसवर्स परपेंडिकुलर टू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ मूवमेंट. Parallel to the direction of movement is longitudinal. Bus. Got it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Acha. Now you can see this. See, this is the mountain or some tableland. Okay. So what you can see is basically because of this tableland, the rivers generally, if there are streams, okay, that develops due to rainfall, seasonal rainfall in the deserts, the streams will come down. Okay. Now, when they are coming down, they will actually erode the hill, right? They will erode the hill and they'll bring the sediments and deposit it here. वो जो alluvial fans बनाता है, मतलब deposition. See, if the river is falling down here and it comes down, it will deposit the sediments here. Correct? इसको alluvial fans बोलता है. ठीक है? Now, alluvial fans होते हैं and basically what you can see is the rivers when these, see देखो ये alluvial fans, when they are merged, they are called bajada. Okay, when alluvial fans, multiple of them are merged, they are called bajada. Okay? And these streams, when they flow down, they'll make small gullies which are seasonally filled with water, but otherwise most of the time it is dry. Usko bolte hai wadi. Okay, wadi, W-A-D-I. Okay, then see dekho, wadi or arroys. Okay, that's what it's called. Then apart from that, you can see this water that gets accumulated in a depression that makes a salt lake, that is called playa or salina. Okay, playa or salina. Now, this playa or salina, when the water gets evaporated, salt is deposited, usko bolte hai salt pans. Bas. Got it? That's it. That's it here. Okay. Next. Limestone, karst topography. Okay. Karst topography means limestone region. Okay? It is actually limestone region. Now, where you have limestone, there if there is river or water flow, something like this, इन्होंने actually कुछ landforms बना सकते हैं. Okay? Dissolution की वजह से. Clear? Dissolution की वजह से. When they make holes like this, they are called sinkholes. Okay? When these sinkholes increase in size, देखो पहले जो छोटा है, okay, पहले जो छोटा है conical shape है, bottom is intact, उसको swallow holes बोलते हैं. When bottom is removed, it is a sinkhole. Okay, when they enlarge, it is called doline. Is that clear? So now what you can see is basically this is how the collapse of the sinkhole happens. Is that clear? This is how. So water will start going into the cave. Okay. Now, so for example, if the sinkholes, like many of them merge together, let us say these three will merge, it will become like this. Right? इनको uvalas बोलते हैं, uvalas. Clear? They are called uvalas. Okay. Next, ये जो होता है ना, this is like the karst pavement. मतलब क्या होता है? Karst मतलब limestone rocks. They are jointed rocks, sedimentary rocks. उस joints में जब पानी accumulate होता है ना, when the water is accumulated, it will dissolve. It shall dissolve and make depth grooves. Okay. So that will result in formations like this. Okay, so the grooves are called grikes, the elevations are called clint. Okay, clint and grike. That is called karst pavement. In other words, it is also called lapis. Is that clear? Lapis. ये पूरा erosional है. Got it? This is karst topography. Now, depositional क्या होता है? देखो, this is limestone cave अंदर. ऊपर dissolution करके नीचे आएगा ना? So now when that actually falls on the ground, the solution falls on the ground, calcium carbonate solution falls on the ground, what you can see is that the water evaporates, salt deposits. बार बार उधर deposition हो रहा है, it will grow from the ground. Right? When it is growing from the ground, it is broad, correct? It grows up and it is blunt. इसको बोलते हैं stalagmite. ठीक है? ऊपर से भी यही हो सकता है. The drop can actually evaporate the water, leaving the salts there. Okay, so when this happens, what you can see is basically that वो slender होगा, बहुत broad नहीं होगा, slender होगा and pointed होगा like this. Those are called stalactites. Okay, ऐसा remember करो. C है ceiling, G है ground. That is what they'll ask you in prelims. Okay, C ceiling, G ground. Okay, when they both merge, that is called karst pillar. pillar. Okay, so इसको बोलता है karst pillar. Got it? That's it. These are depositional. Okay, did you understand this much? Okay, yeah. ये cave erosional है, depositional है. इसको भूल जाओ, जो भी है stalactite, stalagmite, pillars उसको भूल जाओ. ये जो cave है, that is erosional or depositional? Erosional. ठीक है? Stalactite, stalagmite, pillars are depositional. Easy? Okay, next. That's it from karst topography. So we have covered karst, we have covered aeolian, we have covered fluvial. दो है, glacial and coastal. ये देखो, glacial. So now look at this glacial. See, when you look at the glacial, okay, what you can see is basically that when we look at the glacial, see here you can actually see that the glaciers will move. Am I right? The glaciers will move. Okay, when they move, they are like moving across, right? They will scratch the floor. इसको abrasion बोलते हैं. When the glaciers are moving, they'll scratch the floor. That is abrasion. They remove the sediments. Now, like, see, sorry, wait. When they move, they remove the sediments, na? See, very simple. Glacier is moving, there will be melting of ice. That water will go into the cracks and that will soften or like destabilize that. As the glacier moves, it will tear that land. That is plucking. Okay, that is plucking. These sediments are actually sandwiched between the ground and the glacier. They will rub the rock. Correct? इसको बोलते हैं abrasion. When they are scratching the rock, they are removing the sediments. उसको बोलते हैं abrasion. समझ में आए? These are two important ones. ठीक है? So now, देखो ये होता है Roche Mountain. I do not know how to pronounce it. Okay, it's an European term. आप देख लो. Okay, this is Roche Mountain. Okay, yeah. So now, when you look at this, when a glacier is moving up, ठीक है? जो भी sediments है, वो इसको scratch करेगा. Okay, scratch करेगा तो smooth करेगा actually. Okay, so take a sandpaper and rub. वो ball को rub करते हैं ना sandpaper. ऐसा. Okay, so you can actually see that's how it is rubbing it. Okay, relatively than this side it is smoothing it. Okay, removing the particles. When the glacier comes this side, इनका velocity बढ़ेगा. As the velocity increases, because it falls down, right? इनका velocity बढ़ेगा. So as the velocity increases, what you can see is it will actually, the glacial melt, water will go inside and the glacier will move like this. It will tear that side. This is called Stoss side, where there is gentle slope. This is leeward side, because velocity is more, it will tear. So this is called Roche Mountain, where you have Stoss side, gentle slope. Leeward side is because of plucking the rough slope and steep slope. Got it? Clear? This is Roche Mountain. समझ में आया? See, because of this movement ऐसा, okay, it can have cracks on this. Because of this movement, it can have cracks on the glacier. उसको बोलते हैं crevasses. इसमें बोलते हैं crevasses, इसमें बोलते हैं bergschrund. Got it? No. Bergschrund, B-E-R-G, Bergschrund, S-C-H-R-U-N-D. Okay, B-E-R-G-S-C-H-R-U-N-D. That means that those are the cracks in the glacier. Okay, इसको दूसरा नाम क्या है? Crevasses. Context is different. ठीक है? समझ में आए? Okay, बस इतना सोचो. Now, देखो, this is the glacial landforms. What you can see is basically with respect to the glacial landforms is when the glaciers are moving down, they'll scoop the surface of the mountain like this. इसको बोलते हैं cirque. And the lakes that is in the depressions that water will accumulate and form the lakes, इसको बोलते हैं cirque lake. There are multiple lakes in series, इसको बोलते हैं paternoster lakes. समझ में आए? Okay, next. So cirque lakes को हम tarn lakes भी बोलते हैं. देखो इधर tarn lakes भी बोलते हैं. Okay, ये ridge जैसा जो है इसको arete, that's called arete. Okay, and if for example because of the glacial action this gets broken, that's called col, C-O-L. Okay, col. In the arete, if it breaks, makes a space like a pass, somebody can move from this side to this side. Okay, उसको बोलते हैं col. समझ में आया? All the arids seem to join at one point. Yes or no? That's called, this point is called pyramidal peak or horn, HORN. Okay, bas, yes. Now, देखो, ये, you remember spurs? I told you that convex protrusions of the mountains. Either that will be broken here because the glacier that falls will move like this, will cut them. Okay, that's why this is called truncated spur. Okay, now if there is a glacier here, okay, from here if you look at it, looks like hanging, right? That's why this is called hanging valleys. Okay, those are called hanging valleys. समझ में आया ना? Okay, all these are like basically whatever you are looking at, hanging valley, cirque, or like, you know, the arid, pyramidal peak. Okay, this is a trough. Okay, glacial trough बोलते हैं, U-shaped glacial trough. Glaciers will never make the valleys. ठीक है? Glaciers will never make the valleys. So this is a U-shaped glacial trough. When glaciers fall into it, earlier it was a V-shaped valley. Okay, when glacier falls into it, it will redesign it into a U-shape. Okay, they are just redesigning it. They are not actually creating one. Got it? समझ में आया रहा है ना? Okay, so that is the thing. All these are basically erosional landforms. Clear? Understood? Okay, next. Here you have the depositional landforms. देखो, if this is actually the glacier, okay, the glacier will actually melt, the water will collect the fluvio-glacial sediments and deposit it. Okay, so this is outwash plain. Okay, so whatever the names you see here, like kettles are small lakes in the depressions, the water is filled, and cames are the mounds, like as a small mounds of the deposits, usko bolta hai cames. And then you have, let us say, outwash plain मैंने बता दिया, it is actually the deposits where you have gravel and all those clay materials and everything. Okay, so that is the thing. Moraines क्या होता है? I will teach you moraines. See, look at this. This is one glacier. This is another glacier. So glacier, when it is actually moving over the sediments, okay, sediments will be pushed sidewards. Okay, so sidewards जो deposition होता है sediments, उसको lateral moraines बोलता है. Okay, when two tributary glaciers join, ये lateral हो गया, ये lateral हो गया, ये inner वाला जो है, that becomes medial moraine. And at the mouth, at the snout, you have depositions. This is called terminal moraine. समझ में आया? Moraines are depositional. Got it? Moraines are depositional. Easy? Okay, yeah. Outwash plain, depositional. Cames, depositional. Okay, and you can see eskers. Eskers are sinusoidal ridges of deposition. Okay, they are also depositional. Boulder clay, depositional. समझ में आया? These are the ones. Okay, next. Okay, that is over. Last one. Coastal landforms. Okay, look at this. When you look at this here, basically what you can see is winds will be responsible for the formation of the waves, ocean waves. Ocean waves ऐसा particle, water particle को ऐसा नहीं move करेगा, ऐसा move करेगा. Okay, what this is the water particle, wind, it will lift it up. ठीक है, gravitational pull will pull it down. Again lift it up, pull it down. Lift it up, pull it down. ऐसा जाएगा. Okay, but energy gets transferred. Did you understand? Energy gets transferred. That is what you have to know. Clear with this? Okay, so now when it comes here, okay, see, ये होता है like wave. ठीक है? Wave will have one crest, one trough. Clear? When the depth reduces, there will be friction between the trough and the depth, reduced depth. उसकी वजह से इनका velocity कम हो जाएगा. The height will increase. Okay, then when it comes here, it will strike the shore. This striking is called swash. Okay, this striking is called swash. The pullback of the water is called backwash. Did you understand this? Okay, pullback of water is called backwash. समझ में आया इतना? So now when it strikes, can I say that is hydraulic action? Water strikes, if there is rock, it can disintegrate. That is hydraulic action. Water falls. When it strikes, that is also breaking the rocks because of the impact. That is hydraulic action. I told you I'll teach you hydraulic action later, right? So that is the thing. Got it? Now, ye dekho. So this is one region. Okay. Now, like every time, okay, like for example, you can see when it hits, it can make a sea cave. Okay. Cave ka kya hota hai? 3 closed walls, 1 open wall. Sea caves. When one more wall at the back is opened, sea arch. Is that clear? Like this, sea arch. When headland is also broken, that becomes stack. Okay. When the stack reduces in height, stump. Did you get this? All these are erosional landforms. Sea caves, sea arch, okay, and stacks and stumps. Did you get this? All these are erosional landforms. Samajh mein aaya? Okay. Next. So now, if it is forming a bay, gulf, that is also erosional landforms. Okay. Bay, mouth will be wide, body will be relatively lesser. Okay. Gulf, mouth will be narrow, body will be large. Gulf of Mexico. Okay. Hudson Bay. Did you understand? Persian Gulf. Okay. So we can see the examples. Bay of Bengal is exception. Chhod do usko. Okay. Because Bay of Bengal ka formation alag hai. Okay. Got it? That's the difference. Persian Gulf, Gulf of Mexico देखा, mouth इतना सा होता है, body बहुत ज़्यादा है. Hudson Bay, body is small, mouth is big. Got it? वो differences है. समझ में आए? All these are erosional. See, they can form because of tectonic activities also, because of erosion also. ठीक है? So erosion हो सकता है. ठीक है? So that is the thing. Next, ये हो गया इतना. And sea cliff. Okay, sea cliff, when you see, this is the mountain. Okay, let us say this is a rock mountain. Every time the waves will keep hitting, इसको erode करते जाएगा. एक cliff आएगा इधर. Over the time this gets more deeper, the cliff is not stable, it will collapse. Okay, so now what happened? There is a platform created. इसको बोलते हैं wave cut platform. Wave cut platform is erosional. Okay, cliff is erosional. Got it? Easy? That's the thing. ये देखो, wave built terrace दिख रहा है ये वाला? Okay, like that. See this, what you can see here, this is wave built terrace. Got it? Now all these sediments, when they are taken, they will deposit. Okay? It can form beach. Is that clear? It can form beach. Beach में दो variety होता है. When I say beach, what comes to your mind is sand. That is sandy beach. Okay, कुछ beaches होता है, pebbles होता है उसमें, सिर्फ pebbles. That is called shingle beach. It's not single, it is shingle. Okay, shingle beach. Got it? That's it. There are 2 types of beaches. Beaches are depositional, erosional. Depositional. Bas. Okay. Next, here you see this. See now, now this is an intrusion. Okay. Now there is deposition of sand here. Okay. This deposition of sand will actually form a bar. Okay. These are point bars basically. These are sand bars. Okay. They will deposit it. As they deposit, what you can see is, what you can see is basically they make like this, and this is a still water, this is stable water, this is lagoon. Okay. These bars are called spit. Okay. But the diagram is wrong here. These bars are called spit if they are straight. If they are making an inward protrusion like this, that is called hook. Hook. Okay. Got it? And now this is like, suppose there is a rock here, an island, and there is a deposition of sand like this connecting these two. It is making like an isthmus. That's called tambola. Got it? Okay. So tambola, spit, hook, okay, sandbars, and also these beaches are depositional. समझ में आया इतना? That's it. Okay. So now if you look at this, we have covered karst, we have covered Aeolian, we have covered glacial, fluvial and coastal. समझ में आए? Okay, see here. Okay, ये देखो, these are coastlines. Okay, now for example, Ria coast. When you look at Ria coast, here there will be rivers, no? River channels. The water intrudes inside, sea water intrudes inside, and the river channels now becomes the coastline. इसको बोलता है Ria coast. Is that clear? Next, you have fjord coast. You studied that glacial, U-shaped glacial trough. I taught you that. Suppose that U-shaped glacial trough is flooded with ocean water. Okay, now it makes the coastline. Those are fjord coastline. Is that clear? Then, see, Dalmatian coastline. Suppose like tomorrow, the Himalayas will get submerged. The peaks of the Himalayas will be protruding outside the water level, na? So now that makes the Dalmatian coast like this. Got it? That makes the Dalmatian coast. समझ में आए? Okay, this is safe havens for pirates. You know why? आपको ये पता है ना वो कौन सा है गेम? नहीं वो गेम खेलते हैं ना? Okay, चलो any which ways. मतलब यार I am not getting the name. Coco खेलता है ना वैसा. Like if the cops come hit this side, they'll run this side. Okay, so मतलब they'll start going this side. ऐसा इन्होंने गेम खेलता है. So for them it's a safe haven. This Dalmatian coast. Is that clear? Yeah. Next, estuarian coast मैंने बताया. देखो, the river comes and makes a waterfall into the oceans. ठीक है? So it cannot deposit, even how much ever it deposits, it is going down. It cannot make a delta. इसको estuarian coast बोलता है. समझ में आया? Easy. Okay. This is downloadable. It is available. Okay. ऐसा लिखो. Landforms and evolution. हाँ, Vision IAS का ही है document. It's available on Vision IAS website. Okay, you can download this. Landforms and evolution, Vision IAS करके download कर लो, मिल जाएगा. ठीक है? Easy? Okay, just hold on. Yeah, so we have studied interior structure of the earth, earthquakes, plate tectonics, continental drift theory, mountain building processes, okay, matlab fold mountain, fault mountains, and earthquakes and volcanoes done, weathering, erosion, landforms are done, okay, river landforms, glacial landforms, desert landforms, coastal landforms, karst topography, okay, itna to ho gaya, okay, so now we are done with geomorphology actually. Is that clear? So geomorphology में जो भी topics are important वो सब कुछ खत्म हो गए. Okay, so next what we have to do is basically climatology and oceanography वो कल कर लेते हैं. Okay, tomorrow we'll do that. Okay, yeah. Is the session beneficial? Helpful? Okay, fine then see you tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah.